DQ. Look.
Dumping my swisher guts on my high school diploma, knowing I'm highly educated from my aroma. Don't know where it's coming from, but I know it's marijuana, and you can smell the leaves in the room.
Check, look, I got a new weed strand, come from New Zealand. And it's a new weed brand from my new weed man. Connected to the growers, I'm a true weed fan. I'm a true weed stan, green thumb and green hand. Jammin' Leaf Village, I'm a cool geek, man. I got a smooth freak who chillin' for a cool week, man. Running through them papers like a Newsweek stand. Cause all my cushions fuckier than Juneteenth bands. I'm selling.
Yeah, DQ. Check. Have you ever had a dream in the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground. If you made it come true, cause you stay down. Nigga, have you ever really thought about the limelight? In a room full of stars when you shine bright. I'ma make the right move when the time right. Alright. Nigga, have you ever had a dream during the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground. If you made it come true, cause you stay down. Nigga, have you ever really thought about the limelight? In the room full of stars when you shine bright. I'ma make the right move when the time right. Calculated every step, so I can't stand a hater out here hating on it.
Talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. Yeah, we Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Rick flaring, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death. I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. One eye open like Betty Wops and fine to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow, who can't cry for spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick
We're flying on them. We're flying on them. We're flying on them. We're flying, sign up, baby.
Peace to the chat. I recognize the people that came in. American Dream will let you on in 1 second. Seems like you're having some issues with your device. I just want to take a second real quick. Try Media in the building. It's a little lazy Sunday. We're gonna rock for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. I probably should stop saying that because last time we did, we rocked for about 7 hours.
Tell them why an hour and a half, not because we was hungry, because we need to repurpose this stuff, y'all.
Yeah, like there is work to do. We got we got clips to make and shorts to make and all of that kind of stuff. So but I would be remiss, and I'm saying this from the Tri Media family, right? So we were looking at the analytics. First off, before we get into that, I'm gonna big up my brothers. DQ hits. We waiting on Logic to get in the building. Dream, we're gonna let you up in 1 second. Give me 1 second. We'll bring you up in a second. Just stay in the back chat. We had a conversation in our Discord. Make sure y'all join that Discord. A lot of our best conversations happen there anyway, and we decide what we bring out to y'all. So first, I'm gonna say, "What's up, DQ? Talk to the people."
Man, peace. What up, everybody? Hope everybody's blessed on this Sunday. Man, I'm doing good, feeling good. Shout out to my big brother Hitch. Shout out to my big brother Brass. We in here, baby. Let's make it work.
Hits.
What up, everybody? Peace to the chat. Go follow DQ Hampton on all streaming platforms. The Rolex wearing. See that belt back there? I'm a champion and I'm a DJ. All that. You don't want no definitely go follow DQ Hampton. Get all his music on all streaming platforms. That's what's up.
Yeah,
appreciate that.
Real quick before we get into the topic, you can see on the screen I got thank you, Knock Measy, thank you, Dr. Cologne, and most importantly, thank hip hop. We're a young channel. We've been streaming for about 30 days, 45 days. And just so people get an idea what our channel is, it's eventually our goal is for it to be, bring Logic up. Eventually our goal for Tri Media Innovations, our channel, our YouTube channel on all platforms, is a podcast network for people that got something to say, the lesser heard voices. There'll be a day when we'll have a YouTube channel where 24 hours a day is just constant media, back to back, constantly running like a TV network. And so we're always trying to collaborate, not always compete with other people. We're trying to build with people because that's our overarching goal, to create almost like a television network. It's unprecedented. I know some people have tried it, but we're collaborating with small channels. So we're looking for content creators, things like that. But I'm off the story, talking about Tri Media. So we're not necessarily a hip hop channel. We're not a grown folks network channel, a conscious community channel. We are a business, and a business of smaller content creators to get their voice out and get different perspectives on great topics. Friday, something happened though. There was a moment in time on Friday. Through our work, we got to in about 45 days, we got to about 70 subscribers. We all know we're focused on the process. So it's not always about just growing and growing and growing and growing. So we kind of was comfortable with where we were. And something happened called hip hop on Friday. So we had a conversation in the Discord. It was very animated about Hispanics and Puerto Ricans and their ownership of hip hop. Shout out to Karis One. Shout out to Lord Jamar. And somehow, in the space of just coming online like we're doing right now, somehow in the space of about 6 hours, we had a moment in time. We probably had our first big moment in Tri Media outside of starting the channel. So let me just give y'all some numbers. On Friday, we had 70 subscribers. On Monday, well, as of Monday, today, tomorrow, whatever, we'll be at 200 subscribers. Our largest viewed video was 140 views total. The video that we did on Friday should be at, I want to say, around 4,000 views before the end of the day.
No, 5,000. We at 4.8 right now.
Huh?
Yeah. We at 4.8 right now.
We at 4.8. Damn. Okay. So we were at 4.8. So I want to say it was because of the our ingenious thoughts and this, that, and the other. But Friday, when we started that live, we just went live like any other channel, like any other show that we've ever done. And then we got blessed by Dr. Cologne coming on and speaking his piece about Hispanics and Puerto Ricans ownership, creation in the creation of hip hop. And then we had this guy, Knock Measy. Now I went back and looked, and I had said, hey, we just want to get to 100. I don't know where he put the video. I don't know who he called, but he said, just give me 1 second. We're not getting off until we get to at least 115. He exceeded my own expectations. And needless to say, we'll be at 200. So I want to say this publicly because he did what he did publicly. Behind the scenes, we're working on a show with Knock Measy. We're working on a show with The Enemy's Public. We're working on a show with Cali Enigma and Dr. Cologne. But I want to say publicly a thank you to all of them. In particular, a thank you to Knock Measy because he didn't have to do what he did. So when you show love publicly, I want to show that love back publicly. So in closing, I just want to say thank you to hip hop. You're going to log onto this channel. You're going to see a lot of different shows on a lot of different topics. We're going to do a dedicated 1 or 2 hip hop shows a week. And I just want to say thank you. I appreciate it. We appreciate that love, bro. Knock Measy, he definitely did something. I don't know what he did, you know, the secret sauce and all that mess, but he did something. So peace to you, Logic. You in the building. We're going to have a conversation today. I'm telling y'all now, I do not have 6 hours in me. I don't have 7 hours in me. I got the strongest 2 hours that I can give you. And if the conversation goes, look at this. If the he put that FBA back call out, bro, and we heard it because we've been debunking Dr. Colonizer since he opened his mouth. No, I'm saying because a lot of the comments, bro, we got 500 comments after the show. We have 3,000 comments on the show. And that's not big for everybody else, but this is our moment in time. We're going to celebrate it, and now it's off to the work. You've seen the shorts out there now. You've seen the other work on other platforms, and now you're moving forward. So, Logic, what's going on, and I'm going to bring Dream on.
Hey, what's going on, man? Definitely thank y'all, too. Just like Brad said, man, that was a big moment for us. I appreciate y'all being a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like moving forward too. You know, we're gonna have some more opinions to be able to get through. And you know, my point is to try to do it, respectfully. Most of the time, I think that's something that we can all get better at. But you know, it is what it is. It's just information. You know what I'm saying? We all just come here to kind of try to get something out of it. You know, keep our cool, but I definitely appreciate everybody who was a part of that big moment for us. For real. That was a big moment. That was a big thing.
Okay. So, needless to say, that conversation has sparked many conversations, and we'll put the link to the Discord and the server. We have a lot of good conversations in our Discord. You know, join up. We do after parties in our Discord for the shows. Shouts to Sosa. Watch Sosa World TV. Join that on YouTube. So we had a conversation with my brother American Dream, and be on the lookout for him. He started his own Discord yesterday. I applaud that. He's starting a YouTube channel with him and his business partner, Sunchild. I applaud that. And we're going to help them get started, but I think they're not going to need much help. They're going to be out of here based on content, based on character, and based on personality. That's basically what content creation is. you're monetizing your personality. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna help him monetize his personality and sit back and watch the show. But he brought up an interesting point today. So now on Friday, the premise was, are Puerto Ricans and Hispanics at the origins and creation of hip hop? So the overall feeling after the show is that that's not the case. The hip hop is essentially an African American culture, right? It's essentially an African American culture. Um,
Creation,
uh,
creation.
creation, a creation. You're right. African American creation. Um, some people say it's an FBA creation, not separating African American and FBA, but just kind of giving the dichotomy of the two. And from that, we've had a lot of different premises, some interesting, some kind of stupid, right? We don't flush out everything and have those conversations. But my man, American Dream, pause, came up with a great concept that I think probably publicly can be heard. It will spark a little bit more conversation. Whether the decision is made, I want y'all to understand Trimedia is about perspectives. I want to hear perspectives of different people, what they think, no matter what it actually is. So, without further ado, American Dream, introduce yourself, talk a little bit about your Discord. If you got the link to your Discord, give it to me. I'll put it in the chat. Describe yourself a little bit. What's up, Trail? Trail in the building, day one. How he's not a mod is beyond me. Dream, introduce yourself and introduce your premise in the shortest way that you possibly can. But once again, love to Knock Meezy, bro. Love to Dr. Cologne and love to hip hop. The Enemy's Public, Cali Enigma, the different guests we had on the show, Cuban Crisis, Cedric Ortega. We had a lot of different guests on the show. But based on the comments after the show, I know Knock Meezy, he did his thing, bro. I was about to say some real corny shit, like he did his Thug Theezy. I don't know why I was about to say that dumbass shit, but I was really about to say Knock Meezy did his Thug Theezy, as dumb as that sounds. But no, we really appreciate y'all.
That's fly. That's fly.
Go ahead, Dream. Introduce yourself and introduce your premise. Put him on the big screen if you can. Put him on the Summer Jam screen if anybody know how to do that. Somebody teach me how to do that, so I keep asking.
Yeah, I got you. I got to make a thing solo.
State your premise. American Dream.
Yeah, absolutely. Peace to everyone. I think most people may know who I am. If you've been around, the community, especially hanging out with pseudo killers, you should at least have an idea of who I am. You know what I mean? You see the flag on my face, you see my name, you should get an idea of what I'm about and who I am. I value being an American. I think my value for America has a lot to do for the success that I've gained in America, or at least what I consider to be success. I think I've gotten more than I could have imagined. Just thinking about growing up as a kid in Jamaica and always being excited about coming to America and pretty much always seeing America as that shining light on the hill, and seeing where I am now, I can't, I don't have any regrets at all, and I think I'm very blessed, and I think that my value for being an American has a lot to do with that. But my premise in terms of the debate or the conversation about hip hop and whether or not it's an African American creation, I guess the issue that I was having is just with the word creation and whether or not, and I guess my view is that hip hop was not created. It was hip hop is an evolving thing. And because it's evolving, like every stage of its evolution adds to the creation of it. Like the creation of hip hop never stops. There's no one point where you say, at this point here in 1975, creation stopped. You know what I'm saying? Like hip hop is an evolving thing, and whether Latinos or Jamaicans contributed to it after it originated, doesn't mean that they didn't add to the creation of hip hop and what it is today. Um, Hip hop doesn't stop evolving. And I was just saying that it just reminds me about the whole debate about just the universe and even whether the universe was created or not, or whether it's evolving. Um, the idea that the universe was created, I hope I'm not talking too much, but the idea that the universe was created means that after a certain point, after it was created, the creator left it and it stayed the way he created it after he left it. It stayed the way it did from that point on. That's not true about hip hop in any respect. There's no point. It wasn't created and then the creators left it. And from there on, it just stayed exactly the same. Hip hop has always been changing and evolving, and everyone adds to the change and the evolution. And since everyone is adding to the change and the evolution, I just think it's fair to say that everyone is adding to the creation of it. Even the title of the show, if you look at the title of the show, I'll just say that's one last piece. The title of the show, I think, is correct me if I'm wrong, Brass, it's about the Bronx and whether or not hip hop originated in the Bronx.
In 2024, is hip hop still what the Bronx created or something else today?
Right. And I think that title is kind of taken for granted that hip hop started in the Bronx. But if you remember back in the days with KRS-One, when KRS-One had the big battle with I think MC Shan in Queens, when and the Queens people were saying hip hop started in Queens, not in the Bronx. So the idea of who started hip hop or who originated, who contributed, has always been, I think, a part of hip hop. And again, I just think it, and I also believe that if you go to Jersey, you'll probably find a pocket of people there saying it's really started in Jersey. We went over to New York and started it. You know what I'm saying? So there has never been, I think, any consensus on where hip hop started, who started, and there's always going to be that debate. And I think, again, the main point I'm making is that since it's an evolving thing, everyone who contributes is a part of the creation of it.
Okay, so I want to be clear. All right, so let's get everybody back on the screen. Let me get right back. Let me get right back where I was before. Get comfortable, because this is going to get spicy. We're going to drop the link in a second, but I just want to flesh out this premise. So to understand where you're coming from, and just so y'all understand, Trimedia, we're not taking a position. We're kind of presenting perspectives, and interesting perspectives, credible ones. If you come up and say a turtle started hip hop, that's a non sequitur. We're not even gonna have the conversation. But if you're saying something that would spark a perspective and a conversation, Trimedia as a company, we are about presenting media and perspective. So we're not necessarily presenting a point. Some of us on Trimedia, Hits, DQ, Logic, we have our own thoughts on it. So we're gonna have the discussion, and then we'll add people to the conversation. So I want to be clear. So the premise on your show would be this: American Dream says hip hop has many creations, not just created by FBA in the Bronx, quote unquote foundational Black Americans. It has many creations. So
I think it's fair to say hip hop is not created. Hip hop is evolving.
But it does have a date when it started. You would agree, correct?
No, not if it's evolving. I mean, you can always go back and say this was influenced by something in the 20s, and that was influenced by something in the 1800s, even, as someone had mentioned in the Discord. And I think whenever you're talking about evolution, there's no starting point either. There are branches on the tree of evolution, and hip hop is just one of those branches off of the American music tree, if you will. But there's no beginning. Even the American music tree is going to have some type of connection to somewhere else, maybe in Great Britain somewhere. But everything is just connected, and evolution doesn't necessarily have a starting point when we're talking about things like music.
So let me ask you a question. So you're saying that quote unquote Kool Herc and foundational Black Americans, that Sedgwick Avenue in the Bronx story that is the consensus of when it started, you're saying that that's not even the creation. You're saying that there was stuff previous to that it evolved, and that particular Sedgwick Avenue FBA in the Bronx, that's a part of the evolution, not necessarily its creation. I'm trying to establish the premise before we start the
Right.
conversation.
I'm saying that the music that those guys were listening to before, the music that they were listening to influenced what happened with how they created their music. The hip hop they created was influenced by the whatever they were listening to, the jazz, the R&B. Hip hop was influenced by those things, so those things also contributed to hip hop. And I think it was I think Rob Bowen had done a show about the history of hip hop at one point,
Peace to
and
you,
and
Rob
he
Bond.
was and he was absolutely showing those connections. He was showing dudes in 1920 like rapping, you know what I mean? And it was amazing. And I think he was making a really good point. And that's all I'm saying is, it's an evolving thing.
Okay. Logic, I'm gonna let you get in there. I know you have, is your premise like his or is it different?
It's really similar. I
Okay,
think
by the
where
way, I want to congratulate you on something before we go further. Before Friday, I did not know that we had a colonizer in Tri-Media, but apparently you are our resident, per the chat in the comments. You somehow have become a supervillain. So I wanna congratulate you on your supervillain status. So before you speak, I hope that you are going to clean up all the rhetoric, um, and put yourself back on good standing with the hip hop community. Because right now they don't like you. They're not a fan of you. Hits, they love you. I don't know. They think Hits is like a historian of some kind. They per the 3,000 comments that we got, the overall feeling is that Hits is a historian, that you would sell us down the river, and they wish that I would stop
I'm the
talking
champ.
so
Just
much.
say it. I'm the champ.
Yeah,
You
he the
see the
champ.
belt
I ain't
back
gonna
there.
lie
I'm
to
the
you.
champ.
Hey, I
That's
ain't gonna lie to you. They think you the champ. No cap. No cap. So Logic, before you start talking, I just want to start with the premise that they don't like you right now. Go ahead and tell your premise, and then we're gonna get started with the show. So real quickly, state how your premise is similar to American Dreams and how it changes. Everybody
um
else mute
so
up.
so it's similar to American Dreams in the sense of um I would absolutely say that, you know what, I'm not too sure how it's similar. I'm more familiar with how it's different. So it's similar in the standpoint of we both put, other groups of people, Latin Americans, inside of this creation. And so what he's basically saying is, you don't have like a definite starting point, right? Because if you once you say it was breakdancing or rapping from the 20s, or breakdancing from the 50s and 60s, or whatever they were doing, right? So now you start this chain of events of precursor to precursor to precursor to precursor, right? And then if you do that long enough, then you'll start saying that you'll start calling what people were doing in the 1800s hip hop, because it's the precursor to what we now know today is hip hop. Now, I don't think we're necessarily saying that directly, but I think right there is kind of where our arguments are really similar. So for me, where my argument kind of takes off is I'm saying directly, I put myself up there. Yeah, I'm directly saying that you're gonna see the musical, cultural, and obviously the people being present at what you would call the creation of hip hop. I'm just directly saying it because I went back and did some, you know, did a little bit more homework, got some more research done, and now I got sources that's going to be able to say exactly what I'm saying. It's not just me giving my opinion off of what Dr. Cologne says. Did a little bit more digging, and now I can just say what the source says, and if that makes me the bad guy, I guess I'll just be the bad guy. But I'm the guy. I'm the bad guy that's reading sources, not giving his opinion at this point. I am now turning all of these opinions into the autodidacts. Y'all are self-taught, and I'm just going off of what the experts say. So, I didn't try to become the bad guy. I felt like I'm just giving my opinion. A lot of times you can't really change what people do or feel how they say. I would call it the extreme to call somebody a bad guy for disagreeing with you in a conversation, but that's just me.
Hey, Brass, you mind if I just mention something that just came to my mind? Can you hear me, Logic?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was just thinking, like, if we're gonna talk about like who created hip hop, right? I think we can pretty much all agree that the fans, we would have to say the fans of hip hop also play a role in creating hip hop. Like, for example, with when there was this when we had to choose between positive rap and gangster rap.
Can you speak up a little bit? You're not as loud as you usually are.
My bad. Is that better?
That's much better.
Okay, I gotta work this out because now y'all ain't as loud as y'all normally are. But let me just say this. Um, where was I? The fans. I think it was the fans and their buying power that allowed hip hop to go into the gangster rap avenue, right? So in my estimation, the fans determine the direction that hip hop takes through their buying power. So the fans also are creating or are absolutely adding to the evolution of hip hop. It's not just the artists. The fans also decide which artists they're going to support and which dancers they're going to support, and that is really what determines the direction as well. So the fans play a big role. And if we're going to say that there were individual Jamaican contributors, individual Latino contributors, then we should also be honest and say there are going to also, in my estimation, possibly have to also be Jamaican fans of reggae, Latino fans of reggae from the big of not reggae, hip hop. Jamaican fans of hip hop from the beginning, Latino fans of hip hop from the beginning, who were also buying it and also contributing to the direction hip hop was going. So in that respect, also, I think the creation of hip hop is still multicultural, and it still took everyone. Everyone is contributing, and I think the fans contribute more than we're actually giving them credit for.
Okay. Let me say something real quick before you go, Brass. Because I see you put that the quote the guy put out there for the back call, man. I think this would be a good day for y'all to do the back call again today. Because I'm gonna actually come with some sources that's gonna have the information that y'all really need to debunk. Now you're not debunking any opinions. I'm gonna give you exactly where I'm getting it from. I'm gonna give y'all some names. I'm gonna give y'all some people, and you're gonna have a source. Right, that's gonna be absolutely worth digging up and trying to debunk. I got you. Now, I mean, you heard me say it. And this is gonna be a good one. I'm gonna fit it all into 2 hours. It's not a lot that I need to show, but
I
I'm gonna be able
forgot
to
I was
show.
on mute. Let me cook. So
Go
let me
ahead.
ask you a question. I'm gonna take this off the screen. So are you making a direct challenge? Hold on, let me get this off the screen. 1 second. Are you making a direct challenge to FBA? Is that what you're doing?
Wow, look how you trying to cook it up, man. No, you know
No,
what?
because no, you
So
said hold
if I
on,
gotta,
no,
so
hold on. Let me
here's what my
stop,
challenge would be to
stop, stop,
FBA.
stop, stop, stop,
Go ahead.
stop.
Go ahead.
So listen to what I'm saying. You said I put this quote up. Piece to I don't know how to pronounce that. Pianki Bolo. That's my best. Pianki
Yep,
Bolo.
Yankee Bolo.
So Pianki Bolo says he put because with the matter of fact, it was in response to Knock Meezy. Once again, salute to you, Knock Meezy. Knock Meezy lit it up. He said, so Bruce says Knock Meezy lit it up. And then I said, yes, he did. And then he said, Bianchi Bolo says he put that FBA call out and we heard it because we've been debunking Dr. Colonizer since he opened his mouth, FBA all day. So what you're saying, you said y'all really need to go put the bat call out, right? So you're saying the FBA needs to put the bat call out based off whatever. Yo, peace to you, Moses, bro. Hey, shout to you, bro, because on Friday, there were some people who chatted from the time we started at 1:15 to the time we ended at 8 o'clock, and you were one of them. A matter of fact, somebody make sure he gets a wrench today. You said put the bat call back out. So,
yeah.
And they already killing you. They said you look Nigerian.
Yeah.
You down the street
Yeah.
to be a colonizer. And I never thought before that. So stop. So are you telling FBA to put the bat signal out for whatever it is that you about to present today? Are you saying that FBA did not create hip hop?
Oh,
yes
yeah.
or no?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what
So
I'm
you're
saying.
You're saying FBA did not create hip hop. Did FBA have anything to do with the creation of hip hop?
Oh, absolutely. A lot to
Okay,
do.
so they're just a part of it, not necessarily solely FBA.
Right.
Why are you when he said send the bat signal out to FBA, why are you also saying y'all need to send the bat signal out? What are you showing today that they need to see?
I'm showing that you cannot make a definitive statement like it only belongs to FBA, it only belongs to African Americans, and the Latino community has nothing to do with the creation of hip hop. Oh, I got you. I got the source for it.
Okay. Well, I think this is gonna be an exciting show. I think we got to I think we lost American Dream. He'll be back. So hits. You've heard American Dream and you've heard Logic. What would be your retort to both of them, or do you agree with them?
I have no retort because they have to make their point. My premise is that anything to do with hip hop outside of the graffiti, right, is all a continuation of African American culture. The dance, the music, the language, the fashion, all of that is just a continuation of what we have been doing. Also, they will the audience, I want you to look at it from two standpoints, right? Hip hop, someone came in, they're starting over here. The Caribbeans, the Latins, the Puerto Ricans, those are all separate cultures, I would assume. So you're telling me all of these separate cultures can't, no, hold on. Hip hop was developed by them.
Put them on the big screen.
No, hold on. They're going to use words like influence, contributed. You can't contribute to something that doesn't exist. You can't. Those are separate cultures, right? Caribbean culture. Let's just use Jamaican culture or reggae music. I bet you if you look up, I'm not even going to do it. If you look up reggae music history, if they mention the word American R&B in there as a influence, that means you would be able to reverse engineer their arguments that Americans R&B music created reggae music, not influenced, not added to, but created it. So my thing is going to be the same thing. It's a timeline. It's a continuation of a timeline of African American music. We don't need any external culture for the music, the dance, the vernacular, any of that. We don't need that. Now, did they come in and add to it? Yes. For someone to say nothing would exist without them, reverse the premise. Start with the Caribbean. Start with Puerto Rico. Start with Cuba. Start with Mexico. You can start wherever you want. Reverse it. And if any of their music was influenced by any African Americans, you would be able to say the same thing. African Americans created reggae music, and there would be no reggae music or ska or any of that without us. We don't do that. We don't do that. We don't go around saying, okay, someone, Northern Soul, right? That's a place in, I believe, Ireland, where they played Motown music, keeping our music alive over here when Motown died down. And there's something else I don't think people realize. African Americans create things and move on. We continue to create. We don't need to let it dissipate and then go learn from other people. We create new stuff and add to it's a continuation. We don't need outside influence. If it helps, if they want to come join, fine. But at the same token, just reverse the dynamic. And they never discuss salsa music, mambo, any of that. Reggae music, ska, they never discussed any of that. They're discussing a culture that was here and people from those cultures that came in and joined in, took part, and added to a culture that was already here. So don't let them take you off the premise that, oh, there was nothing going on here. I asked Dr. Cologne, while all of this Latin influence, and if we had someone who, who might want to represent the Caribbean influence. What were African Americans doing while all of the Puerto Ricans and the Jamaicans and whoever came in and, through the migrations, what the hell were we doing while y'all were creating swing and jazz and rock and pop and disco and trance and all of these things? What the hell were we doing? We were just hanging out, right? We was doing nothing. We wasn't dressing. We wasn't talking. We wasn't going out. We wasn't maintaining any type of cultural continuity. We was just sitting here waiting for people to show us how to do some shit, to show us how to sing. Oh, yeah, we have nothing going on. Thank you for your contribution. We needed that. We needed that. I'm still waiting on what were we doing while specifically, let's deal with the Jamaicans. And nothing against the Jamaicans or the Puerto Ricans. What were we doing while they had their culture and American culture and youth culture and then music culture and then clothing culture, language culture? What the hell were we doing? So now we have to disappear, right? We have to completely disappear. So original premise is a continuation of African American culture. We can say music. And secondly, what the hell were we doing while they were just injecting all of this ideology to us on to make something that was later labeled hip hop? It wasn't called hip hop from the beginning. Hold on, let's just and that term hip hop, we could deal with that in a little while too. So and then we could drop a pin in these different places and go from there.
Okay, I want to give a shout out to the chat. I see Enemies Public. Let me know if you want to come on, bro. Like I said, we want to set up your show, but I would consider you a hip hop historian. So if you want to come up and join the panel, be a part of the show, that's cool. EV, stop being sarcastic. Peace to you, Miss Lisa, day one. All right, so okay, they cooking in the chat. I ain't about to get involved in all of this. Yeah, they cooking in the chat. I like that. Peace to you, Pianki Bolo, China Black. EV, Hebrew Thug, that's a hell of a name. Bang Swift, I saw you Friday. Peace to you. Cimarron Wood. Cimarron Wood made a good statement. I tried to go into it. Georgia Woods rapped over Lionel Hampton's 1967 song Greasy in 1968 and called his song Potato Salad Part 1 and 2. Look it up. So that would actually predate Herc in the Bronx also. So that's another good thing. But matter of fact, I will look that up. Remind me to go back to that, Cimarron. All right. So we've got the premise. We've got the idea of where this is going, where everybody is. So how do we all give Kool Herc the
Hey, Brass. I'm sorry, Brass. Do you mind if I respond to to what the
Oh, you okay?
the
No,
gentleman
yeah,
just said?
of course. Go ahead. You're responding to who?
The guy that just spoke.
So you don't know hits now that we're in public.
I never knew his name. I never knew his name. To be honest,
Oh, for real? Okay,
I
okay.
got I
No,
got
that's
I got
hits.
I got bad memory. Hits.
No,
Peace,
that's
hits.
cool. That's
My
hits. That's hits.
apologies, bro. No disrespect intended.
No, it wasn't no disrespect. I'm just starting trouble like normal. Go ahead. Respond to respond. So you go ahead and set your premise real quick. And now we gotta
Sure. He
start making
said
these responses quick. Go ahead.
just a couple of things that he said. He said you can't contribute to something that exists, that already exists. That may be true, but you can contribute to something that's evolving. And again, I think it's a little unfair to use the word create. Um, and then the other thing he said was that what were African Americans doing when Jamaicans and Latinos were creating hip hop? I don't think the argument is that Jamaicans. I think the only argument is that Jamaicans and Latinos contributed to it. So what African Americans were doing was originating it and creating it, and we're just saying Jamaicans and Latinos made some contributions to it, and that's all. We're not taking anything. I don't think it's taking anything away from the African American origination of hip hop to say that other people contributed to it.
You're not, but that's what Logic and Dr. Cologne and other people are saying. You may not be saying that, but that's definitely their
Sure,
opinion.
yeah, absolutely. I kind of figured that when I was listening to you as well. I was wondering, what I mean, are there people out there that are really saying that? But I believe you. So just to be clear, I'm not going that far at all.
Okay, okay.
Sorry, I had to.
Yeah, so sometimes these curves get thrown right live, and I got to deal with it, and I'm not that good at it. I don't walk and chew gum very well. So, um, so all right, so we're gonna move off American Dream for half a second. So, Logic, where do you and Hits disagree? Because Hits, just so we're clear for the chat, Hits is basically agreeing with the premise that it started, and correct me if I'm wrong. Hits is stating that he agrees with the premise. It was started as an African American thing. Everybody else contributed as participating later, like 75. But the origin and creation of hip hop is I don't know if I want to say, tell me if you want to say African American culture, African American or FBA.
Hold on, because I know
Go
where
ahead.
certain people are gonna go. Oh, hip hop
Right,
is
right, right,
breaking, rapping, DJing, MCing, graffiti.
right.
Then they add 5 other things: knowledge, fashion, not language, how you speak, slang. All of those elements, like I said before, outside of graffiti, you can find graffiti. And if you want to go there with graffiti and call that part of hip hop, you're going to end up in Philadelphia with cornbread. I don't think anything predates cornbread as far as hip hop graffiti. Um, but all of those elements pre-existed in African American culture. So you can bounce around with the term, oh, they put it all together and called it hip hop. You put what together? Things that were already going on and you labeled it. That didn't make it anything new. That didn't make it anything new. Period. And that's where they're
Okay,
going to try to fool y'all at, is to say, oh, once we labeled it, it became new.
okay, Logic, go ahead.
Okay. For example, right? Let's say you have a wheel. We don't know when the date of the wheel was invented. We don't know who invented it. But you wouldn't say that without, you'd have to say that you need a wheel to create a car, right? So at that point, are we saying that the car was invented at the same time of the wheel? Will we say that the car is in addition to the wheel, or is the wheel a part of the ingredients that we would later start to call a car? You have to have all these ingredients that are created at separate times, separate places, and they all come together at one time, and we know it as a car. when the car goes from the 3-wheel thing that Benz created to the 4-wheel thing that somebody else later created, did they create a new wheel, or is that like, are we still talking about the new car? It wasn't a car until they put the wheel and the engine and the chassis and the seat and all of that. Now you start to call it the car. Well, if somebody just had a wheel and they're just wheeling a wheel up the street, you're not going to say, man, that's the first car. No, it's not a car yet.
I have 2 questions. When did they call it a car? All that stuff you're talking about, and who called it the car?
Well, in this particular example, right, we got to be talking about somebody you brought up earlier. Well, I'm not sure what the radio guy's name was with the hibbity hibbity hop, or we're talking about Cowboy when Cowboy says,
Hey, wait
"Hip
a
hop
second,
on
wait a second,
the
Logic.
song."
Wait a second, Logic.
Yeah.
I asked you who and when.
Yeah. You're not answering the question.
2 questions.
And don't think I didn't hear that. Hold on.
Who called it a car, and when did they call it a car?
Right.
Hold on. And don't think I didn't hear that slight. Hold on. I don't think I didn't hear that slight of the radio guy with the hibbity hop hop. Don't be disrespectful to hip hop.
I'm not being disrespectful.
That's Starsky. Hold on.
Starsky.
That's Starsky in Hollywood, not the radio guy with the hibbity to the hop. Come on.
It wasn't a slight. I really didn't remember who he was, and I read over it real briefly, and that's the impression I got from it. Right. So we're still talking about the 70s. You know, we're still talking about the 70s, and then you move into later on in 1982 when you have Bambaataa coining the term hip hop, and he's talking about the elements that create what we know as hip hop. So there you go. You've got 2 specific time periods. Early 70s with Starsky.
No, slow down.
They're calling you a tether in the chat, by the way. I just thought I'd let you know they're calling you a tether, Logic.
Leave our teammate Logic. Wow, y'all, yo, this touchy, bro. It's rough.
Hey, listen, the people speaking.
He said it's not.
What's a tether?
I'm about to look it up. Let him cook. Let him cook. I'm about to look it up.
No, he said a car is not a car till they call it a car. So I asked him who called it a car and when they call it a car. You gave me like a 12-year span in one person's name. Who called it hip hop and when? That's all I'm asking. Who called the car a car and when?
So the from my understanding, you gave me a source of Starsky. What is his name? Starsky, right? He used
Bug Starsky. Get it right. Say that.
Say the Biggie voice to help you. Love Bug Starsky.
Yeah. I think you're being disrespectful, Logic. I ain't capping.
In the early 70s, and then you have Africa Bambaataa coining the term of what we know now as hip hop, and he was referring to scratching, DJing, breaking, MCing, and graffiti. Right? He's talking about those. That's what Bambaata's talking about. Now, if you want to clear up what Love Bug Starsky is talking about.
No. It was just that they were some of the earlier.
This is some disrespect.
I'm taking it as disrespect. I don't know what you're doing. Hey, you done called that man Love Bug Standby, Love Bug Stood On, Love Bug Starsky. Listen, I'm gonna say this to you one time.
Oh, wow.
Love Bug Starsky.
Oh, okay.
And DJ Hollywood. So listen, again, if you mess it up again, I'm gonna assume you got an issue with Love Bug Starsky. That's all I'm gonna say. Go ahead. Hey, hold on. Hey, hold on 1 second, Hits, and I'm damn near about to call you a tether my damn self.
Without even knowing the definition, we just go.
Without even knowing the definition, your ass.
I gotta Google some stuff and call me that.
Jesus Christ.
And 2, see, here's what Logic is going to
find
out.
I got you, bro.
A lot of people think the term hip hop, even though I say it like that, was given to something that already happened. The Love Bug Starsky point I'm making is they were saying hip hop in their song and in their rhymes and when they were freestyling. Just they're calling what they're doing that. No one from the outside had to label it that at that point. It was just a part of the language and in the lingo. So you don't need to leave this lane, this highway that we're on of African American culture to get any of that. The mute, none of that. That's all I'm saying, bro. People, it's a highway. They're merged. They're coming on into the highway. You got Puerto Ricans coming into this highway. You got Jamaicans merging on. And when you join the highway, you add to it. You either take from it or you add to it. And there's a lot of people that get left out with these terms. MC, rapper, those are two different terms. DJ, selector, if you're Jamaican, you know those are two different terms. And in America, they're reversed. And in Jamaican culture, the DJ is the person on the microphone. The selector is the DJ. In America, we don't have a selector. We just got a DJ, and he's on the turntables. So that's not even a direct correlation to that. That's diametrically opposed. That's crazy.
Hey, Hicks,
Again, show me where none of this was going on with African American people. Don't say someone put up a sign and say this highway that we on is now Route 87, Interstate 94. That's what the hell people doing. This highway is here. There's cars on it. Y'all come by sticking up signs later on, and now it's because you stuck up a sign. It's something new. No, that's a reference point. That's all. Don't.
Okay, I'm gonna let American Dream get in there, ask a question. He hasn't spoken in a while. And DQ, you know you can cut off whenever you want. But I know the conversation is a little bit too old for us. Go ahead, Dream. Ask your question.
Yeah, there was one other thing that that Hit said that I wanted to ask him about. He said two things. First, he said African American music created reggae music, and he can correct me if I misrepresent what he's saying. So he said African American music created reggae music, and then he even doubled down and went further and said African Americans created reggae music, right? And this is coming from someone who feels offended that Latinos and Jamaicans want to take the ownership of.
Hold on.
Let me just
no, because you started off wrong. What I said was, if you look at the history of reggae music, and they show that there's an R&B influence on that, that would be like saying African Americans created reggae music. I did not say that. So go back to the beginning of what I said. Or if you take salsa music, and if any of that influence in salsa music's creation has to do with anything closely related to African American music, we would be able to hold on. By the premise we're trying to use is to say we created that. I didn't say African Americans created reggae music, but I bet you, without even looking it up, if you looked up origins of reggae music, it's going to show you the influence, and one of them will be American R&B. Now, just because that's in there,
so you were trying to make a point.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, my bad. I misunderstood you then. Okay.
By the way,
so you were pretty much saying that it would be wrong for you to say reggae music was created by African Americans simply because they contributed to it. That's the point you're making.
And actually, we didn't contribute. They would just use it as, say, something that they try to emulate.
It was influence, right? It was,
yeah. We did, like, that would be like saying James Brown went down to Jamaica and then he did some songs with so and so, and then came back here and we was like, James Brown created reggae. No, it was by them listening to our music. I don't think it's by our artists performing in Jamaica that would create that music, just by them listening to the different styles of music and things of that nature. So no, I definitely didn't say that.
Okay, fair enough.
It would be that equivalent if we did that. Like, our influence, we made that shit.
Okay.
By the way, the link is in the chat if y'all want to come up and talk. We're kind of ironing this conversation out with ourselves for a few hours. So Logic, you said you had some stuff that you wanted to show. You want to show your screen, you said?
I can show.
Omar Reed in the building, bro. Omar Reed in the building. Peace to you, bro.
Omar
Reed says, why is AD on the pedal? Bro, you know what's funny? I want to tell y'all, American Dream is outside of like certain conversations, most of my conversations with him have been civil. But American Dream as a content creator and a Discord owner and quote unquote a businessman has shown to be someone who is a little different than what's provided. So I can't wait to see where this goes. But on my read, don't be shocked. It threw me for a loop also. Go ahead, Logic. You want to show your screen?
Go ahead and talk for a second. I'm gonna get to exactly where I want to show it. Go ahead.
We at the hour mark. We at the hour mark.
Yeah, I said which one. What's the name of it? Which one?
You talking about me?
No, I'm talking to
the very last one. The very last one on there.
Okay.
Early morning.
Hey, we're gonna go to commercial for you guys. We'll be right back. And then we're gonna start off with Logic and whatever he's about to attack the entire FBA movement about.
DQ. Look.
Dumping my swisher guts on my high school diploma. Knowing I'm highly educated from my aroma. Don't know where it's coming from, but I know it's marijuana. And you can smell the leaves in the room.
Check. Look. I got a new weed strand, come from New Zealand. And it's a new weed brand from my new weed man. Connected to the growers, I'm a true weed fan. I'm a true weed stand. Green thumb and green hand. Jammin' Lee Village, I'm a cool geek, man. I got a smooth freak who chillin' for a cool week, man. Running through them papers like a Newsweek thing. Cause all my cushions fuckier than Juneteenth bands. I'm selling 3.5s to 3 or 4 guys.
I don't know. Am I playing the right one? All right, so hold on. So DQ, I don't have it queued up. Put a name to it so I know exactly which one it is. Because the last one, there we go. Run it back. Run it back.
DQ, baby. Check. Look, the fashion is clever, spectacular weather. I'm blacker than I ever been. Skisha patting some leather, ink and a feather. I pen some of macking and letters. My family stay with the gift, cause we rapping together. Like it's Christmas Eve, I just roll in my sleeve and drink a cup of hot cocoa while she rolling some leaves. Have you ever lit a blunt off a chimney log? Massage from a synagogue, leads foreign student with her friends involved. No, you haven't, so I ain't trying to have it. I'm painting pictures that's lavish, getaway log cabins. Amazing the magnetism of magnet in all facets. Check my discography, baby, it's all classics. Feeling like Carol Baskins, surrounded by all this pussy. Making this money up y'all bastards. Funny how I mastered the art of being a subtle asshole on my dean. I'm shutting down y'all classes. COVID-19 flow nasty. Lamar Jackson with the stat time passing y'all asses. Catch me on the lake chillin' laughing. Everlasting, my mind forever layer like fall fashion, nigga. Early morning, cleaning house, smoking that dough, making money, breaking bank, getting that dough. Grab a gun, but grab a book. Don't be a dojo. If them boys disagree, then hit the dojo. Early morning, cleaning house, smoking that dough, making money, breaking bank, getting that dough. Grab a gun, but grab a book. Don't be a dojo. If them boys disagree, then hit the dojo.
Yup, and click the photo. The beat knocking like a piston missing in the Lolo. The chicks you know the mission is to get some more dough. And if the friction and the tension seem intentional, then it's a no-go. And as an OG, I'm telling them young brothers to be cool. They push bass and turn up high, like my EQ that's clipping in the whip. And they say, yo, shit clean, pushing 60 in the trunk. 415s, going blah, blah, blah. Blah-da-down. About to bounce, I hit the gas and rip the engine out the motor mounts. Hit the house to go read Dr. Ben. Then this chick sent the text that said, lock me in. Hibachi grill, Wagyu beef, Lil Kobe slice, late night demo tapes like Lil Homie nights. I text back at 4 a.m. while your girlie yawning, cause she think it feel better in the early morning.
Early morning, cleaning house, smoking that dough, making money, breaking bank, getting that dough. Grab a gun, but grab a book. Don't be a dodo. If the boys disagree, then hit the dodo. Early morning, cleaning house, smoking that dough, making money, breaking bank, getting that dough. Grab a gun, but grab a book. Don't be a dodo. If the boys disagree, then hit the dodo.
Blah-da-down. That's my favorite part of that whole song. Go blah-da-down. Hey, shouts to Smash Rockwell. I know. Yeah, I know Smash Rockwell's his rap. His rap name is Casual Hieroglyphics. That's Smash Rockwell Casual featuring DQ early morning.
Now reverse
DQ Hampton featuring Smash Rockwell.
There you go.
Yeah, early morning. Yeah. Hey, like I said, I'm probably one of the worst hosts in the history of the English language.
That's
Yeah. I get it. You know, I don't mind it. But so you know, we're not just talking about hip hop. We actually have an artist on our is an owner of Tribe Media, and he's a person that, you know, he's doing his career thing. He's touring with different artists. He got a Texas tour coming up. That's the commercial that you saw to start. So, you know, we actually do this hip hop thing, not only just talk about it. So peace to Casual, peace to Smash. That's fire. I'm trying to keep up with the comments, y'all, but Lord, the one thing I love is engagement. The comments just keep coming. I love that y'all talking about this in the chat. So before Logic shares the screen, he was you know, they were saying a few things. They were calling him a few names. One of them started with the letter C and ended in Alanizer. The other one was started with a U. It was Inkel, and then I won't say the last part. And then he basically set back the black race 500 years. So they were calling him a tether in the conversation. So it says, in the context of urban slang, particularly when discussing a culture vulture, tether can be used to describe the superficial or inauthentic or connection that a person or entity has to a culture that are exploiting. A culture vulture is someone who adopts aspects of a culture, often minority or marginalized cultures, for personal gain without genuine understanding or respect for that culture. Based on that definition, I don't think Logic is a tether. I think he's someone genuinely trying to understand hip hop as a young man, its origins as a young man, and you know, we gotta hear him out, hear his position, and then I want to get back to Dream, because Dream inspired a lot of the content for the show. And then also the link is in the chat. You can come in here and join us and participate in the conversation. So are you ready to share your screen, Logic?
Somebody I'm ready. I'm ready to share it. And by the way, if it helps or clears up anything, I'm nothing close to a racist. As a matter of fact, I'm just as I'm not gonna say just as pro-black, but I'm definitely pro-black, right? I want to see the black community thrive, succeed, right? I want to see us do all of that in spite of white supremacy and systemic racism, stuff that we deal with on a daily basis. I happen to come from, you know, a mindset that says trying to claim things that don't directly lead to us doing that is just unnecessary. I would say we would be putting too much effort and energy into things that don't lead to us overcoming systemic racism, white supremacy. And, you know, this could potentially be one, right? I think, you know, I said yesterday that even if we have to share hip hop with Latinos, it makes it no less ours.
Okay, no problem. And by the way, while you were saying that, a couple of people had a change of heart. Um, Bruce said that somebody had the quote on the screen. Trimedia, that is not what is meant by tether. Tether is a coon from an immigrant background. That definitely ain't Logic. I know Logic personally. I know he's constantly striving to get to. Let's take him off the Summer Jam screen because this looks crazy. The he's constantly trying to get to the heart of the matter and understand exactly where it's going. Um, so go ahead, show your source, bro. I'm giving you a shot. I'm giving you a shot to save yourself. But right now, you are not the biggest fan. You're
Nah,
not.
nah,
You're not the biggest fan.
I don't got no fans, man. It's just me.
None, not one. It's just you.
It's just me,
Right
yo.
now, it's just you. So share your screen. Try to save your life. And then I'm gonna get into some of these comments. But to be honest, y'all commenting so fast, I appreciate it. That it's
Yeah.
almost impossible to try to get these comments on the screen. So I'm gonna go back while you're sharing your screen, trying to save your life. So go ahead and put out your life preserver, and let's see if you don't drown. Go ahead. All right,
So
I'm
we're
gonna go
gonna
to the top
start.
and try to see what these comments
We're
are
gonna
saying.
start with my first source is the National Museum of African American History and Culture, right? So I think if somebody owes y'all an apology or maybe a couple dollars, for them
Who is
lying
y'all?
on.
Be specific. Be
Okay,
specific. Who is
I
y'all?
guess the FBA, right? If somebody's the
Okay,
one
you got to say their
who
name. Show
who
some
really
respect.
owes y'all an apology or maybe a couple dollars so y'all can sue them for lying on history in their museum, this is who you need to talk to. The National Museum of African American History and Culture. This is one of them, right? I'm only going to read about 4 paragraphs. I'm going to make it quick. I don't want to fill up too much time. But this is what y'all need to debunk. If y'all, the gatekeepers, I'm saying y'all, and by what I mean by y'all is y'all that's representing that argument that it has to be solely yours and nobody else can have even a fingerprint on it, right? It's y'all, and y'all allow other people to participate. It says, born in New York City in the early 1970s, hip hop reflects the influence of African American, African Caribbean, and Afro Latino traditions that came together after World War II in the face of widespread poverty, police brutality, and other social pressures. Hip hop offered New York's Black and Latino youth, both Black and Latino youth, a form of grassroots creative expression. So that's source number one, right? You have the African American History Museum saying that the Latinos had something to do with the grassroots of hip hop. And let me take you to another source. Let me come back in here and change my screen over to the next one.
So, what was your overall point with saying that? Like, sum that up.
Is that you can't I mean, apparently the museum agrees that Latinos have a lot to do with the origins of hip hop. And they even go as far as to say Caribbeans do too. Well, here we are in another New York. This is a New York-based museum right here, the Tennant Museum, right? In the 1970s, the Puerto Rican, Black, Jamaican, and Afro-Caribbean communities in the Bronx began to influence the different threads of hip-hop culture. In the 1973. Kool Herc from Jamaica plays his breakfast, spinning his breakbeats, spinning with MC Coke Rock, who rapped in the style of Jamaican sound system, toasts. So Coke Rock is rapping in the Jamaican system. I didn't say it, the museum said. A regional style of lyrical chanting.
Let's go back. Hold on, let me read that. In the 1970s, the Puerto Rican, Black, Jamaican, and other Afro-Caribbean communities in the Bronx began to influence the different threads of hip-hop culture. In 1973, DJ Kool Herc from Jamaica played his breakbeat spinning with MC Coke Rock, who rapped in the style of Jamaican sound system toasts, a regional style of lyrical chanting. Grandmaster Flash of Barbadian descent was another pioneer with his group, the Furious Five, with hits like The Message in 1982, Today, these groundbreaking musicians are known as the founding fathers of hip hop. Hold on, bro. So they were saying that toasting wasn't necessarily a part of hip hop, but this, where you get this from?
This is from the Tenement Museum.
Tenement Museum. Where's this at? Give me some more information on this museum.
Let me see. I looked it up a little bit earlier. I don't want to lose my space on the page.
No. Stay right here. Stay right here. I'll look it up. Stay right here. I'll look it up.
You look it up. Let me.
So they're saying that the actual first MC, the guy that they credit as the first MC, Coke Rock, he was actually rapping in a Jamaican toasting style.
Yep, that's what ChatGPT says that too. Says he was bringing his Caribbean tradition, and he's a part of the founding things, right? So you can't take it out of it.
Hold on, before y'all murder this, Coke Rock is not Caribbean. You said bringing his Caribbean tradition. You and me, Herc, would be bringing his Caribbean tradition. I'm trying to help you read this. I know you don't know any of these people. You're just learning as you read, but I don't need you to butcher it like that.
Okay, so what part of my butchering?
Wait, so reading it plainly. Hold on, Logic. Reading it plainly, it says, without changing anything, in 1973, DJ Kool Herc from Jamaica played his breakbeats spinning with MC Coke Rock, who rapped in the style of the Jamaican sound system toasts, a regional style of lyrical chanting. So that's not adding anything to it, just reading what was on the screen. Go ahead, Logic, cook up. I just wanted to be clear. I wanted to give some clarity.
Okay. I don't see where I'm different.
No. I would ask Logic to show me Coke Rock and show me toasting and compare the two.
Okay. Let's
don't read it, just show me.
No, I am gonna read it. I don't want I did my opinion show.
Okay,
now I'm giving you the story show.
I just want you to show the people what toasting is.
I'm about to. Okay. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm about to do that. Let's do that too.
No. Flesh out that point. I'll do that. You just present. And plus, we got a guest coming up. I'm gonna go to Dream first, and then I'm gonna go to First Stop Beats. Thank you for joining the panel. But Dream, I know you've been sitting there for a while. I want to let you cook, and then I'm gonna let Hits. No, I'm gonna reverse that. I'm gonna let Hits respond to this, then Dream, and then I'm gonna get you in there First Stop Beats. So go ahead. I'll find the thing about Coke.
No, so here we are. Jamaican toasting is a form of rhythmic talking or chanting over a beat or music, often performed by DJs, selectors in dancehall and reggae music. It originated in Jamaica in the late 1960s and 70s and played a significant role in the development of hip hop. Here's a closer look at Jamaica.
Let him finish it. Let him finish it.
He's not from Jamaica.
We know he's not from Jamaica.
Okay.
Let him finish. We know he's not.
Origins and development. Sound system culture in Jamaica. Sound systems, mobile DJ units were central to the music scene. DJs would set up powerful sound systems and play records at street parties and dance halls. Selectors and DJs, the DJ, also known as the selector, would play music while the DJ or toaster would talk, chant, or rap over the instrumental versions of the songs, known as rhythms. So you see it was created. It was something that was created in Jamaica. They're tracing it back to the 1960s, the late 1960s, right? That's what the museum is crediting Coke Rock's style of doing whatever he was doing to. That's what they're saying he's getting it from. Jamaican toast.
Shouts to Chef Reed in the Carnivorous podcast. He said lies. He said these are all lies.
ChatGPT lying and the museum is lying.
Hold on.
Go ahead, Lodge. Go ahead.
See, when you have people who are used to studying things about places that or societies that don't exist anymore, or people who are dead, you can read an interpretation. Coke Rock's still alive. So would you want to hear Coke Rock, or do you want to read what the museum said he said? Do you want to hear Kool Herc, or do you want to hear what the museum said he said? if you were a influential figure, would you want us to talk to you or read what someone wrote about you? Just A or B. Because if you say A, that means read what someone wrote. We'll stay where you at. If you say
I
B, now we
think
got to go to B.
I think they both matter.
No,
Are
no,
you
no,
saying we
no,
should throw
no,
the
no,
museums
no,
away?
no.
I answered you.
You're still alive. Would you want someone to ask you or just read something about you?
I mean, I answered you. I think they both matter.
Okay, well then we're gonna jump to Coke Rock. Then let's just meet Coke Rock.
Let me get my
okay,
last quick thing out the way, and then it's your turn, right?
My bad.
Because this same article says immigration was a leading influence on hip hop's beginnings. Leading influence. Soon, this blending of music from immigrant cultures spread from the Bronx to new neighborhoods like Harlem, Flatbush, East Elmhurst, and even the Lower East Side. Without the influence of Latino, Caribbean, and African American culture, the genre would not be what it is today. That's what my source says, yo. That's what the museum say.
Sum up your
I'll go ahead
premise, and we're
and
gonna sum up your premise. Then we're gonna go to Hit, so you can talk about his source. And we got guests on the panel. And by the way, the link is in the chat. If y'all want to come up, you can come up and state your piece. You just can't stay. And state your piece is wild. Ayo, pause. Go ahead.
So this is how it fits into my premise. You don't just have the wheel and the engine and the chassis. All these things together make what we know today as a car. You need all the ingredients before you say you got the car. And based on what the museum is saying, ingredients from all these different cultures come together after World War II to have what we know today as hip hop.
All right, let's get the Coke Rock statement out of here because there's nothing wrong with reading information about certain topics. Can y'all see my screen?
Yes, that's Coke Rock.
This is Coke Rock. This was 1 year ago. Coke Rock is still alive. You don't have to read none. Shit, if you go to the Bronx, you might bump into him and be able to talk to him. We can play. It's 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm not going to play. I'm going to go to the end. Unless you want me to play the whole thing, in case you think I'm cheating. But let's just.
How many is it? How long is it? 2 minutes,
2 minutes.
seconds?
But no, hold on. I'm gonna go to the end just to deal with the Caribbean.
No. Play the whole thing. Show respect.
No. Hold on. Watch how I deal with the topic. He said because he read something that would lead the audience to believe that Coke Rock was practicing toasting, and he was doing it because he was influenced by Jamaican rhythms and all the things he said. Let's go to the end and hear from Coke Rock. Right? Let's see. I'm not sure exact, but let's listen.
I used to go to the Apollo a lot. I didn't know nothing about that.
Can y'all hear that?
Yeah, make it a full screen though. Everybody else mute your mic.
Okay, hold on. Okay, is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't push you to get on the mic.
No, they don't. Never ever.
Let's do it like
did nothing.
Let's do it like they do it in Jamaica.
No.
Did they do it like they do it in Jamaica? That's what they asked him. Hold on. And by the way, he's not Jamaican. But
Let's do it like they do it in Jamaica.
Let me back a little bit further.
Sir, I didn't. I used to go to the Apollo a lot. I didn't know nothing about that.
And Herc didn't push you to get on the mic.
No, they don't.
Herc, this is Herc's MC. Herc is the one with the Caribbean background. They're asking him, did Herc ask you to get on the mic? Because then someone would be able to say, Herc made the MC. Herc told him to get on the mic. He's answering in the negative.
Herc didn't push you to get on the mic.
No, they don't. Never ever.
Let's do it like
did nothing.
Let's do it like they do it in Jamaica.
No, not at all.
Right.
I start talking on my own. I was in that.
I start talking on my own. The only reason I'm adding commentary is because we don't want to copyright strike.
Room by myself.
Okay.
I didn't know nothing about it any way you want.
So you didn't know nothing about Jamaican toasting?
No.
Oh, you didn't know nothing about Jamaican toasting. Back it up.
You didn't know nothing about Jamaican toasting?
No.
Okay. That man is clearly, let me stop sharing. He's about, if I had to guess, 12 years older than me, right? So, but he's still alive. You can Google him. You can watch all the videos, and he's not shy about his place in hip hop. So that got your reading sources. That's good for people who ain't here no more. But
Hey,
when you hear
hits.
directly from the person, we solid. Go ahead.
Hey, hits. They said that Logic, the tenement museum, is in the basement. Is it the museum? Is it a Puerto Rican's basement?
My bad, I can't watch the chat. I know y'all hilarious in the chat,
No,
but
I'm working in the chat. Yo, let me. Hey, somebody give Moses a what's the name? A wrench, bro. You earned it, bro.
I told you a lot of this stuff is simple because these people are still alive.
All right, I'm gonna go to Dream, and then I'm gonna go right to I don't know who was here first. I think first Stop Beats, and then D Red. Dream, speak on whatever the topic is. I'll give you 30 seconds because you're really the spark of the show, and I want to make sure you stay in it. Go ahead and state your piece. How do you feel about where this is going right now?
Peace. Did I miss my turn?
No. Go ahead. I want to get to the new people on the panel. Go ahead and just speak a little bit based on where the show is right now, and then I want to get to first Stop Beats and D Red.
What I do want to contribute. The only thing I want to contribute is what I think is people's motivations for saying Latinos. Can y'all hear me well?
Yeah, we can hear you. You good?
Indeed. So I think the idea that Latinos contributed to hip hop, and the certain people saying they didn't, it's kind of reminding me of the whole conversation of whether of whether African Americans are the only black people, where there's actually a group that wants to make it where African Americans are the only people considered black, and I think that there is a other groups that have considered themselves black for years, um, kind of are kind of in a way shocked by African Americans' kind of willingness to kind of disunify from them and just to kind of just be on their own way. And I think, if I'm not wrong, if I'm not mistaken, I would say most of the people that talk about Latinos and Jamaicans contributing to hip hop feel as if let me get my thought back.
Mm-hmm.
Most of those people kind of they also love hip hop music. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought.
You want me to come
But
back
just
to you?
yeah, but unification. They see this idea. I think the same way they can't understand why black Americans are trying to disunify from them in terms of saying that they're not black, because these people that appreciate hip hop and want to take credit for it, I think they also, more than just because I think they consider themselves to be hip hop as well, and more than that, I think they also consider themselves to be black, right? Or they think that they are one with black people. And so I think that when they hear the idea that of black people saying they didn't contribute, I think for them it may represent the same disunifying idea or this disunifying trend. And I think that that's an idea and a concern as well. I'm not saying they're right or wrong. I'm not saying African Americans are right or wrong for trying to distance themselves. And I'm not saying that. I'm just observing that I think a lot of that is happening, and I think the dynamics are pretty similar. And I just think that this is kind of like a representation. The whole is hip hop just black? I think in the Discord I called it black hip hop, in the same way we talk about black Egypt. Is hip hop just black? And what does that mean? And I think and I think that that's people's concern, is that there's just a disunifying part in it. Now, whether people want to pay attention to that or not, is their business. But again, I think it's just an observation worth having or making.
Dream, if I could unify it, right? If I could unify it, even though my stance is a certain thing, has nothing against Puerto Ricans or Jamaicans or people in the Caribbean. That right there, Grandmaster Flash. This right here, Drum Machine, Marley Marl, Pete Rock, all of Caribbean background. My heroes, period. So we don't like Jamaicans, we don't like Puerto Ricans. If you watch Beat Street, how they wore their bombers, how they do their up rock and pose and all that, and then hit the floor and spit that. Nah, that's all hip hop. So no one's disunifying anything. What we're trying to do, what I'm trying to do is say it's along the timeline of our culture in this country in general, and people contribute. What happens is sometimes people, not saying Puerto Ricans did it, people are saying Puerto Ricans started. Puerto Ricans don't say that. People are saying Jamaicans started. Jamaicans don't say that. People are saying Elvis and that is rock and roll. White people say that. But anybody who understands that know that that's not where it came from. So all of my heroes, and it's super boring. So I'm not going to go into why Flash is my hero, Marley Marl and Pete Rock, all of Caribbean background. So there is no disunification. It's people yelling at something that we all understood and that we all operated under. Some people do it for money. Some people do it for clout. Some people do it because it's trending topics, shit like that. So, but overall, my Puerto Rican friends would, and family. Nah, we not arguing about shit over, this shit over dinner or none of that. Nah, that's.
Yeah, I think it's.
Hold
on,
on, Dream. Let's get the new people on the panel. Just table that thought.
Can I just say one last thing?
Real quick, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's one thing to say you don't intend to be disunifying, but it's another thing to say that there's a perception on the other side of disunity happening and of that intention. But I think that perception is, in my estimation, that perception is absolutely out there, whether it's intended or not.
Yeah. I meant when I'm saying outside of the culture, not inside. You have certain people, and I think I stated the reasons why someone would. In the social media era, yeah, shit is getting clicks. But inside the culture, it's a difficult conversation. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. And that's facts. We all get along, but we respect each other's culture and boundaries and things like that. That don't make them not my family, not my friends, not my influences. My shit bit 40 years. 40. Not 10, not 5, 40 years. I'm 54 since 14. Easy on turntables. Flash, I'm done.
All right. So, by the way, now that we talking about hip hop hits, I love the bag that you are in now, bro. You literally can talk about this all day long. So, all right. So I want to stay on one top. I want to stay and get the new people on the channel. So I believe First Stop Beats was first, right? I want to read this comment first, though. 8 Ball Side Pocket says, I was there that night at the rooftop. When you were actually there, things flow off memory. After the rooftop, everybody went to S&S Club, DJ Starchild. Shouts to you, bro. Shouts to you. That's fire. And I'm gonna read some more comments in a second. By the way, Logic, they're saying that your new name is Tragic, and I think we're gonna give you a show, bro, because I want to hear you flesh this out yourself. I'm gonna give you your own show on this and let you read this out. So First Stop Beats, you were here, and then we're gonna go to D-Red. First Stop Beats, are you with us?
Yeah, bro. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir, G. Go ahead, speak your piece. And first, introduce yourself. If you got any product or a channel, give me the link in the back chat, and then speak your piece.
My name is I go by First Stop Beats, bro, and I'm just I guess you say I don't want to use the term fan, but
enthusiast. You're an enthusiast.
Yeah, enthusiast. That's a better choice of word. But now, first, brother, I just want to say peace and congratulations to the recent success.
Mm.
And I also want to say the brother Hits, he kind of stole my thunder with his rebuttals when he was saying that, you know, we don't really have to use. And first off, let me say this. I look at this brother Logic as a teachable moment. And so a lot of people, we're here to learn. We're trying to, you know, sponge or soak up everything that we can possibly learn from these things. But I guess to get back to what I'm saying, and I'm gonna be real brief. The point that I'm making is, brother, we don't have to go to secondary or tertiary sources when we have
Mm.
the primary sources readily available to us, brother. And that was great rebuttal what the brother Hits were doing, because we can go ask them. And when you want to do proper research, you always want to go with the primary source, brother. You always want to go with the primary source. If there is no primary source, then we have to go to the next best available thing. So what they're writing in that hit piece, because that's all it was, they know damn well, brother, that this is a revisionist point of view when it comes to hip hop. And again, I'm not going to be hoggish. I'm not going to take up everything, but I'm glad you brothers allowed me to get my spill off, and I'll go back down in the chat and perhaps be active down there. Thank you
Let me
again,
say something.
nobody.
Let me say something to you before you leave. Let me tell you something about this conversation. As much as we thank Knockmeezy and we thank Dr. Cologne for sparking the conversation and the enemy's public, it's people like you. This is why hip hop, when people say things like hip hop is dead and hip hop is this, hip hop is that, you make such a good point. Hip hop is not 1,000 years old. We're not talking about Egypt or Nubia or Deseret or something like that. We're talking about something in the 70s where people are still alive that saw firsthand, lived it firsthand. And the fact that you still in 2024 will come onto a YouTube chat and come onto a panel and speak your piece, come into a chat and actually say, listen, this is where I want to stand, and not see it as a negative thing, but as a teachable moment. We appreciate you and we salute you, because for our success, we still want to get the perspectives out. So I just want to say I appreciate you before you go back down in the chat, and you're welcome on our panel at any time.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir, brother. So on that note, we're going to get, let me get your name correct. D-Red, DSD1 RTG in the building. We're going to give you a chance to speak your piece. If y'all want to get on the panel, just hit the link. Make sure your camera is on so we can at least see that you are not some porn star from the 70s interested in showing us his genitalia first. So we don't want to get banned. Just talk about hip hop. So D-Red is in the building. I recognized you from Friday. And then also you asked nicely, you know what I mean, could you get on the panel? So I appreciate it. So if you got a product or a channel, shout that out. If you're just an enthusiast, shout that out and then speak your piece.
Oh, shit, what it do, baby?
What's going on, dude?
Oh man, Kool-Aid, man. Nah, man, I just wanted to get on here, man, about this because I've been following this. It's a channel on YouTube. It's called Hip Hop since '71. The culture
Mm-hmm.
since '71, and I've been following them cats probably for about as long as the channel been up. You see what I'm saying? So these conversations been going on. Cologne didn't really spark these conversations. What sparked these conversations was, I think, was when they started talking about the building of a hip hop museum and some of the things like that. Some of the just rumors that was going on. So the dude was interviewing people who was there. First Division Black Spades from Bronxdale. That's where the Bronxdale houses in the Bronx, in the West Bronx, not the South Bronx. Hip hop didn't start in the South Bronx; it started in the West Bronx. That's where Trixie comes in. B-boy Sasa. That they from Bronxdale. The First Division Black Spades. They talk about how they formed, why they formed. You know what I'm saying? The dances that they did. B-boy original B-boy. The term B-boy stood for Bronxdale boys. It had nothing to do with breaking and none of that. This is from DJ Phase. This is from Cool DJ D. You know what I'm saying? The one that Kool Herc got his name from, Cool DJ D. This is what he said. B-boy originally stood for Bronxdale boys. It had nothing to do with breaking. It had nothing to do with none of that. That's where Trixie comes from. You see what I'm saying? These first division black spades, they tell you that they was doing it how they would. It was called burning before they started calling it the breaking. They was calling burning. You see what I'm saying? So the whole b-boy concept of battling, fighting that came out of the gangs. You see what I'm saying? The black space. So this conversation been going on for a minute. And so when the brother brought up toasted, I just cracked up laughing because if you just do a quick Wikipedia search, it tell you toasting comes from jive talk.
Yeah, I saw. No, I saw you say that in the chat. Can you explain what you meant by that?
Jive talk is something that the black Americans DJs and disc jockeys was doing over the radio. And so it started in the 1920s and 30s. You know what I'm saying? And so what ends up happening is Count Machuki and is one of the founders of Toasting, and Coxon Dodd. It was another founder to Toasting. We got them on video saying that when Coxon Dodd came to America to work in the sugar canes during World War II, he heard it on the radio. You see what I'm saying? And so he wanted to start building up his sound system in Jamaica. Then he brought toasting to Jamaica from American Jive Talk. So he learned it
Wow.
from America. So it's like when people, it's like what it was happening is, and so for the brother that was talking earlier about us creating a divide, it ain't us. Busta Rhymes is the one that said we didn't have no culture. You know what I'm saying? And that all our shit come from them. But when it's like if me and my wife talk about this all the time, if somebody slapped me, but I bust them upside the head with a brick, you should have just never put your hands on me. So don't tell me to somebody how they responding is to your assault or to your disrespect is they're being divisive, because if you would have never said we didn't have no culture, we might not be having this conversation. If Fat Joe is not saying uh the hip hop was 50-50, we would be having these conversations. You see what I'm saying? We don't do that to them. Like Latin jazz, we could talk about the connection in Latin jazz. It's books about this. The connection that Black American jazz had to Latin jazz, which influenced salsa. We could have these conversations, but we don't take nothing from them. Coxon Dodd and Duke Machuki, the people who created reggae, toasted in reggae, say that they got their whole concept from America. This is what the founders of the shit of they stuff say. So, but we don't say, you know what, reggae comes from us. We say that's y'all stuff. Y'all have it. Even though there's a connection. We have a Black American musical lineage from ragtime to bluegrass to blues to jazz to funk, all the way through hip hop. We can see the cultural continuum. It's called a cultural continuum. We see it. We see the Mills Brothers Caravan, the Nicholas Brothers, and all these people, Peg Leg Bates. We see these people doing these dances that were the progenitors of hip hop. We see Pig Meat Markham, Blowfly, the Jubileers. We see these people rhyming over beats. We can show you the cultural continuum. What we need these people to do is show us the cultural continuum in your culture. Show it to us. But they never can show it to us. We can take you all the way to the 30s, all the way on up. And if you want to talk about tagging, I know they're gonna try to use Julio 183, but we can take you to Ted Jones and Bird Lives when Charlie Bird Parker died. He painted the whole New York with Bird Lives. This was in the 50s.
Hey,
So it's like
cook up, keep going.
So it's like these cats don't know Black American history and our musical history and how we created pretty much almost every genre of music, from heavy metal in Seattle to jazz in New Orleans, blues, everything. We created it all, and we can show it to you. But we need these people to do is show it to us, and they never do. They know what I'm saying? They always bring up toasting. Most of Americans will tell you we never heard it, but they heard Here Come the Judge from Pygmy Markham.
Oh, so that's Pig Meat Markham. Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge.
The judge.
Okay, all right. So that's how I know who he is. Okay.
They'll tell us.
You gotta bear with me. I'm not as old as because I mean hits was
watch it.
No, all I was about to say was Hits was working at LaGuardia when Herc came to Jamaica. He was working he did customs at LaGuardia when Herc came to the United States. So we not as old as Hits is. You know what's funny?
Ain't
Because they're
nobody
saying
old as
that
me.
Hits is the only one on the panel that's representing FBA. So, but I do remember some things because that's from Martin Lawrence. I remember Martin Lawrence did something like a play on "Here Comes the Judge." So, okay, all right, I get it. Okay, go ahead, bro. Cook up.
So we got Here Come the Judge. We had, like I said, we had the Jubilees. These people would tell you that Pygmy Markham lived in New York, and I think he lived in the
Mm.
Bronx.
Oh,
So these
okay.
people had a direct connection to. So it's like we can show you that, but we need these people to show us, give us the influence. My father was in a group in Memphis called the Party Brothers. They started in the early 70s, like 72.
Mhm.
No, like 70s, no, like 70, 71. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And this is around the same time Disco King Mario and all these cats were going. So when they talk about Herc and the party at Sedgwick, but they don't tell you about the 21 Days of Summer Disco Mario did that was before that. They don't tell you that Kool Herc's sister was dating a dude from the Bronx, their houses, and used to actually go to Disco King Mario's parties. They don't tell you that he got the concept of the sound system. He got his sound system from the cats in Brooklyn, like Grandmaster Flowers, DJ Pete Jones, and all those cats. But that were before him.
Okay.
So and I'm gonna use my father as an example. My father was in a group in Memphis called the Party Brothers. They had a thing that they would say, "Party brothers, party all night long. If you don't want to party, take your black ass home." You know what I'm saying? And they would go down the line about their name. Chinky D from Tennessee, rocking on the mic in the place. Now, this is before hip hop. This is 70, 71.
Mm.
My dad was a DJ. My dad, I can show you a video and you'll see my dad he was with two turntables at a party. This is
Let
in
me ask you a
70,
question.
71.
Let me ask you a question to build. Party Brothers in Memphis refers to a group of DJs, MCs, and promoters who played a crucial role in the development of the local hip hop scene during the 80s and 90s. Here are the key. Is that them?
No. The Party Brothers
Okay.
started in the
Where's the
70s.
video? Give me the
I'm, I'm,
YouTube.
I'm, give me a second.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find a video. I'm gonna post it in the back
Find the
chat.
YouTube. Put the link in the back chat. I want to show it. I want to give it its due respect.
All right,
But
give me a
you were
second.
talking about jive talk and toasting influence on hip hop. Jive talk is urban slang developed in African American communities during the 20s and 30s, featured creative slang, rhythmic flow, and coded language, reflected African American creativity and resilience. Jamaican toasting was okay. I don't know why that just got so crazy. Jamaican toasting was the DJs delivered improvised rhythmic speech over music. They used call and response. So, in conclusion, both jive talk and Jamaican toasting significantly shaped hip hop's early development, contributing to its dynamic and rich cultural foundation. Now, here's what's funny about this, right? When you do Wikipedia or you do and I think that's why I like what you did, Hits. I kind of like what Tariq Nasheed did too on his latest video. Make sure y'all go buy that. What is it called? Mic check, right? Microphone check. Microphone check. So that's his latest video. Y'all go out and check out and purchase that. Support the brother in his business. But I like how it shows how even just doing a regular search, this information is pulling information that's information that's on the internet, right? Stuff from museums, stuff from archives, stuff from articles. But it's contradictory to the people that are on the ground, like how you're saying that toasting came from jive talk. It's I can see how you can get it kind of confused when you begin to research the creation of hip hop, where it says both jive talk and Jamaican toasting significantly shaped hip hop's early development. So when you do the research, you think that toasting is a part of the creation. All the meanwhile, it's a difference. It's a different interplay and an interconnection that necessarily Wikipedia or ChatGPT might not get because it's pulling from information.
And normally in written form, the writing would outlive the person. In video form, that's a little bit more difficult, right? You can edit video, and I'm sure with AI and all of that in the future, you can create all type of fake shit and all that. But in this circumstance, in this time and place that we're in, these people are still alive. They're on video. Now, if this was to remain in Wikipedia and in history books and websites and all of that, and again, let's think of how ridiculous it would sound that hip hop in a city of 7.5 million people was created at one time in 1973 in maybe a 30 by 30 foot square room by one person on turntables, one guy on the microphone, and some people dancing. That, you know, in any other context, that would seem crazy, right? But in this circumstance, that writing is right now is not outliving the people. These people are still alive. They're being interviewed. These places are still here. But in 100 years, you know, that it may not be the case. And to zip to 2024, you know, we can bounce back and forth, but in you know, honor of the title of the show, let's do a simple exercise, right? In 2024, these are the top hip hop songs. I don't know the new music. I ain't even gonna front. This is young people stuff, a lot of it. And you can see these names. I don't know anybody in the chat. I can't see the chat. Where's Future from or on the panel?
Georgia.
Okay, you would have to trace in 2024, 10 years from now, you would have to trace Future's origins back to something outside of his culture. Glorilla, where's she from?
She's from Memphis.
Okay, same thing. 21 Savage, where's he from?
Georgia.
Meg Thee Stallion, where's she from?
Houston.
Houston. Yeah,
Money
Houston.
Bag Yo, where's he from?
Memphis.
Memphis.
Cardi B, where's she from?
New York.
Bronx, right?
Yeah, she's from the Bronx.
Chopper.
Yeah.
Where's NLE Chopper from?
He from Memphis. I think New Orleans. Might be New Orleans or Memphis. I'm not sure.
Now, right now,
that region.
Yeah, I'm just showing in 2024 hip hop songs that are like top of the chart. French Montana, I think he's like Middle Eastern.
He's from Queens. No, he's from Queens.
Okay,
Queens.
but I believe his family is from there.
They're from Morocco.
Okay,
yeah, from Morocco. Yeah.
Ice Spice. We already did. Sweetie, Flan the Boss. No, A Boogie with the Hoodie. I think. Where's he? New York. Roddy Ricch.
Yeah, he's from the Bronx.
Where's Roddy Ricch from?
Cali.
Where's Dirk from?
Chicago.
Okay.
Why do I know all this? Damn.
Yeah, because you're young at heart. Big Sean. Okay. Just Nas X, Big Sean.
This all right here.
So Gunna. I don't know.
Yeah, we could do
from.
this. Gunna.
Atlanta.
From Georgia.
Atlanta.
From Georgia.
Moneybag Yo.
And Big Sean is from Detroit.
Memphis.
Okay. And right now, 10 years from now, if someone copies Future's style or adds to his style and creates, you know, just keeps going along the flow of Future style, they would be able to say in that mindset that they created whatever style of music Future does in hip hop. But these are the people currently, 2024. Ain't no outside influence, I'm sure, with Future's music or 21 Savages or Moneybag Yo's. You're going to have to show me Middle Eastern influence, South American influence, Canadian influence. We ain't going to talk about Drake. You would have to show that. Meg Thee Stallion, you'd have to show that Texas right next to Mexico. Well, you know, it's right there. It's a heavy, you know, Mexican population. You don't find that. So it's not that hard to believe. It's not that off the wall. You can see it in real time. And this is just music. We didn't go to dancing. We didn't go to clothing. We didn't go to language and lingo and slang. We didn't do any of that. We just touched on the songs. So imagine if you went deeper into to Waco, Texas slang and music and dress and all that. Someone's going to come and say, yeah, that's Polish influence. It's not that hard to believe. A lot of it doesn't work that way. I don't care who you're next to, who's living next to you, up the street from you, all that. It doesn't work that way. It's a continuum, like I said, and like the gentleman said before, of what we always done, what we're going to continue to do. Live, grow, and create.
Can I share my screen for a second?
Hold on, Logic. I want to do something, and then we're going to let D-Red go. Real quick, Opal Ivy, I love your comments. I want you to hit the panel. And AC, the program director, hit the panel. I like that comment that you just made. And I want to do something in honor of our brother D-Red before he goes.
I feel sad.
Hey. Look at them brothers. Look at them young brothers.
My baby's house, and I got the strength I need. Knowing that the beast of a man is very hard to please.
That is so fly. I don't want to get a copyright strike. Oh man, that is super fly,
No,
bro.
you can play it. You can play it. My pops, you know, you can play it. My pops people. So
Enough said.
Yeah, they ain't nobody gonna flag nothing. But yeah, it's a part in there. I forgot what the minute mark. I would, if I knew it, I'd tell you. Where you'll see 2 turntables. This is early 70s, bro. Like, so when they be trying to say Herc brought the concept of 2 turntables, you know, y'all can watch it when y'all get a chance. You know what I mean? But
No, go ahead and talk. I turned it down a little bit so you could talk through it. I turned it off.
You know what I'm saying? And so you'll see the concept of 2 turntables. So Kurt didn't bring that concept to America, bro. That was already going on with Black Americans, because that was part of DJing. You can't keep the part, like when I talked to my pops about it, like I said, he was a DJ. So he said, how you gonna rock a party and you only got 1 turntable? That don't even make sense. He said because the music, because once the music stopped, you done messed up the flow of the groove. He said, so you need 2 turntables just to keep the music flowing. He said, so I don't know. He said what they think they invented DJing. I said, man, I don't know, Pop. He said that don't even make no sense. He said cats before me was using 2 turntables. This is the 60s. He said I learned to DJ from a cat in the 60s. He said we always use 2 turntables. He said so whoever said that is dumb. You know what I'm saying? So he said, my dad said the reason why hip hop took off the way it did is because, you know what I'm saying, it embodies stuff that people were doing all over America. He said they didn't bring nothing new.
I like that. I mean, shout to your pops, bro. See, and I think this is where somebody said in the chat, they said, what did they say? The jam was dope. I feel satisfied. And they literally, I want to say they said, shout to Jukes 888. He's been commenting a lot. It says, no Latin breakdown here. That is fly. That's beyond fly, bro. Now, I want to tell, I appreciate that. This is something, are you going to give us the right, we could use some of this for a different show? Like every now and then?
Bro, y'all can use whatever y'all need, bro. Like I said, that's my dad in the group, man. They're not gonna flag them. My dad, they don't even be on there. One of the wives posted it, you know what I'm saying, for the reunion. But they don't, my dad them don't care about that. They're not gonna flag nothing.
No, I think that's super fly, bro. I appreciate that. I really do. I really do. Hey, we're gonna go to commercial real quick. Hey, D-Red, thank you for the love. I appreciate you, bro. You're welcome on our panel at any time. You definitely just earned a mod. And that means that we got a commercial break.
DQ. Look.
Dumping my swisher guts on my high school diploma. Knowing I'm highly educated from my aroma. Don't know where it's coming from, but I know it's marijuana. And you can smell the leaves in the room.
Check. Look, I got a new weed strand, come from New Zealand. And it's a new weed brand from my new weed man. Connected to the growers, I'm a true weed fan. I'm a true weed stand. Green thumb and green hand. Jammin' Lee Village, I'm a cool geek, man. I got a smooth freak who chillin' for a cool week, man. Running through them papers like a Newsweek stand. Cause all my cushions fuckier than Juneteenth bands. I'm selling 3.5s to 3 or 4 guys.
Yeah. DQ. Check. Have you ever had a dream in the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground. If you made it come true, cause you stay down. Nigga, have you Ever really thought about the limelight? In the room full of stars when you shine bright. I'ma make the right move when the time right. Alright, nigga, have you ever had a dream during the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground. If you made it come true, could you stay down? Nigga, have you ever really thought about the limelight? In the room full of stars when you shine bright. I'ma make the right move when the time right. Calculated every step, so I can't stand a hater out here hating on. Niggas out here making moves. See, I hand out the type of shit they waiting on.
All right, peace to you. I'm gonna play another song by our resident artist, one of the owners of, the owner of Tribe Media, DQ. This is Upgrade by, go ahead, shout it out. Is it Leland DQ featuring Leland? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, my boy Leland, songwriter from Houston, Texas, resides in Cali, Texas. Shout out my boy Leland.
Leland, tap, tap, tap on your touch screen. Every single day, the same routine. You click refresh once again, and I got the same thing. Tried everything I could do. At this point, I have no clue. I gotta tell myself the truth. I just need an upgrade, an upgrade. I'm model much better than you. Yeah, shiny and new. I gotta tell myself the truth. I just need an upgrade, an upgrade. I'm model much better than you. Yeah, shiny and new. I gotta tell myself the truth. I just need an upgrade.
Y'all pull it down, need an upgrade. Swipe left, update, need an upgrade. Y'all pull it down, need an upgrade. Swipe left, update,
I just need an
upgrade. Y'all pull it down, need an upgrade. Swipe left, update, need an upgrade. Y'all pull it down, need an upgrade. Swipe left, update, need an upgrade. Shit, knowing me, I'll probably be in a toxic relationship. You on top of me. If the topic is truly timeless, the conversation should be how I'm and regaining my peace. Shout out to my Virgo women cooking the feast. Got a Pisces, stay in the hood, that girl a freak. Can't lie, certain Geminis ain't for me, but it's on key, cause certain upgrades cost a fee. Yeah, so we can slide and glide. I know you want it. Known to provide the vibes, this shit a moment. Hit the clubhouse, then clubhouse to the morning. Fall in love with the mind, the body is just a bonus. Careful with what I'm searching, Siri be taking notice. All the pictures I'm liking, algorithm is golden. Melanated the lightness, all these women get chosen. Hershey kiss to the forehead, yeah.
Tap, tap, tap on your touch screen. Every single day, the same routine. You click refresh once again, and I got the same thing. Tried everything I could do. At this point, I have no clue. I gotta tell myself the truth. I just need an upgrade, an upgrade. I'm model much better than you. Yeah, shiny and new. I gotta tell myself the truth. I just need an upgrade, an upgrade. I'm model much better than you. Yeah, shiny and new. I gotta tell myself the truth. I just need an upgrade.
Y'all pull it down, need an upgrade. Swipe left, update, need an upgrade. Y'all pull it down, need an upgrade. Swipe left, update, need an upgrade. Y'all pull it down, need an upgrade. Swipe left, update, need an upgrade. Y'all pull it down, need an upgrade. Need an upgrade.
Like I said, that's the owner of Tribe Media. Peace to you, DQ Hampton. DQ Hampton, talk a little bit about your tours, and we're in the home stretch of the show. Hey, D-Red, I appreciate you. You're welcome to stay. You don't got to go if you don't want to. DQ, plug your shows. Plug your shows. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna run this real quick. Now, if I do the background, it'll cut you off or no? Will you be able to talk?
No, it shouldn't. No, it shouldn't cut me off. It just go to the background.
Okay.
Yeah, coming up,
Go ahead.
Got a real busy July. Definitely do July 6th. The July 11th through the 14th, I will be touring with Inspector Deck and Jizza. We will be hitting Dallas, Austin, Dallas, Austin, Houston. We're about to make that happen. Shout out to the legendary Wu-Tang. Always been a supporter of them. I toured with them back in 2019. We still doing it today in 2024. But make sure y'all stream DQ Hampton. Make sure y'all check out the book, Exploring Texas Ponds, a Bass Fishing Guide, Tri-Media product. But yeah, new music on the way. Got some new stuff cooking. DQ Hampton, y'all.
All right, so we're in the home stretch of the show. Like I said, this is a quick hit. It's a Sunday. I know y'all got stuff to do, get the kids ready and all of that. So that's super fly. A couple people we made mods. I want to give a shout out to a couple people in the chat. If you look up and you're a mod, it's because you've been active in the chat. It's because you've been moving the conversation forward. We do have some rules here in Tri-Media. The mods, you're not here to block. It's really to recognize your participation. If you actually do block somebody, you lose that status. We got auto blocks, and we have people actually in the chat for blocking and different things like that. When we don't block, we want to have an open conversation. But, if you're a mod on our channel, it gives us the idea. We read your comments most times, depending on if it's very poignant. Shout out to Opal Ivy. I know you said you're busy in a work environment, but I appreciate you. You've been moving the conversation forward. Melanated Warrior, you've been moving the conversation forward. Moses Mahim, you've been moving the conversation forward. Yo, Crypto, you've been moving the conversation forward. And China Black, you've been moving the conversation forward. I appreciate you. But we're in the home stretch. We got about 15, 20 minutes left. Logic, there was a question in the chat, and we're going to take questions from everybody to close the show. Can you please answer, have you gotten off of your position at all after hearing what Kool Herc said himself, that it was not Jamaican toasting, even though the tenement museum that some people are saying is located in a Jamaican bowling alley in the city, they're saying that it's not a credible source. Do you want to back down off of your statement that hip-hop was not created only by FBA, that Jamaicans weren't involved? Do you want to back down from that statement after hearing Kool Herc from the horse's mouth, no disrespect to Kool Herc, that he was not participating in toasting? You understand my jam screen?
That was a hell of a long ass question.
Yes, sir.
Can I just get a couple minutes to thoroughly answer right quick, yo?
Yes, go ahead. You on the Summer Jam screen. Ain't nobody looking at nobody but you right now.
Cool. All right. So it's definitely not me, right?
Speak up.
Right. I'm saying it's definitely not me. All I'm doing is reading. I'm just giving what the information says. The information actually says that Jamaican or Caribbean toasting is a heavy influence in early hip hop. I'm not saying it, right? I'm just reading it. So we gotta be disagreeing with what I'm reading at some point. So no, long answer short, I haven't moved, right? If you give me, I guess I'll double back and answer that question, but let me just really quickly put something up on the screen right here.
No, wait. I want to be clear. Answer the question. Are you saying?
I'm not moving.
You're not moving off even though Kool Herc said it was not Jamaican.
I would
toasting,
like to.
You want to move off it, but you can't. Essentially.
I can't.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't move off of it. It's just based on what I'm reading. You know what I'm saying? And just so here we are, right here in a Africa Bambaataa interview. He was interviewed by Davey D, right? And one of the quotes in the interview from Africa Bambaataa. This is Africa Bambaataa speaking right here. This is his part in the interview. He's saying the thing about hip hop today and music in general is that the people who created it, meaning blacks and Latinos, do not control it anymore. That's Africa Bambaataa speaking. He's saying that blacks and Latinos created hip hop. At that point, it's not even me saying it, right? So am I disagreeing with Africa Bambaataa? Am my eyes deceiving me? right? Do I not have
You're
right?
not sharing your screen. Were you sharing your screen?
I just took it off. I put it back
Okay,
up.
okay. Yeah, put it back up while you're talking so they got something to look at.
Yeah, it's not me. It's me just going off of what the information leads. I have it's easy for me to put my biases aside. I'm not trying to accomplish anything or make some larger point. Or I mean, if I was making a larger point, I said it earlier. This having the keys to not allowing other people to participate or being the sole owner of hip hop doesn't help me fight systemic racism. I don't see where it would be important enough if your mission is to further the black community, right? Which is I think that's I participate in that. My ideologies are all over that. I just don't see how having hip hop solely ours and nobody else's in creation helps that. So yeah, I mean it's at that point I'm just reading what's on the screen. I'm not misrepresenting black people. I'm definitely not a racist. And right there it says Africa Bambaataa. The thing about hip hop today and the music in general is that people who created it, meaning blacks and Latinos, he was clear enough to let you know he was talking about blacks and Latinos who created hip hop. Do not control it. I mean, what's there for me to move from? To not believe Africa Bambaataa over what he say? Or do I I believe he didn't say that? Like what is it? What is it for me to do?
One, hold on. One, you're starting with Africa Bambaataa. That would be your biggest flaw right there. Is who you're starting with. Because now, hold on. Now, after that, you can make any argument you want, and I think we spoke about this in the back chat. If you start with 1975, all of those arguments that people are trying to make would be true. Period.
I like it.
And that's why.
In order to make that argument.
But hold on though.
We'll get you in there, D-Reg. Give us 1 second.
Those of us who are African American, right, and deal or believe we understand the culture of being, or let's just use the music aspect or the fashion aspect or the language aspect. There's something called African American vernacular English. That's something now. Any of those things that were continuous that make us who we are today. I am not of Caribbean descent. I am not of Latin descent at all. All of the things that make me up who I am today follow a timeline, right? You're picking a point in the timeline which best fits 1975 and on. So you can make that argument. There's nothing wrong with that. Just state that. I'm starting from 75. Bambaataa and them are 73, 74 tops. Tops. That's an on-ramp to something that to the highway, which is us and our culture and our creation. While you're there, let's pop over to
while you're doing that, Hits, D-Reg, go ahead and state that quickly what you was about to say.
No, I was just gonna say that, the brother kind of said what I was gonna say. The issue is when you start it's 75, 76. You can bring in people who were there with them, like a grand mix of DST or DXT. If you bring him in the situation, and he's the first person to win a Grammy, because he did the scratching on Herbie Hancock song. You know what I'm saying? In like 81, but he started around the same time Herc them start. But he will tell you where Herc, Bam, and all them got who they got they inspiration from as far as DJ, and it would just go King Mario and all those guys.
That's what we're gonna show right now in the video.
Okay, so y'all on the same page. That's fly.
And I'm trying to answer as like a premise is presented. I'm trying to answer while it's actually presented. So if Logic would use Bambaataa and like the popular culture would use Bambaataa, Flash, Herc, right? 73, 74, 75. Flash is 75. Let's see what Grand Mixer DXC, who the gentleman was just speaking about, Grammy Award winner. Let's just hear how people look at those three. All right, let me know if you get
okay. So all right.
You hear that?
Yeah, make it a full screen.
Where was
I didn't make it full screen. Hold on.
Yeah, it looks like it's full screen.
Okay, you got it. Yeah, it's full screen. Hold on. Let me hit play. Now, this is Sway in the Morning with Grand Mixer DXT. Y'all can look up any of these people if you don't know who they are. Everybody knows who Sway is. He's going to ask him about Herc. And I just want to get to the point.
Named hip hop.
Okay.
It's not until like 92.
Okay, so all right, so where was Herc at? Who
Herc was on the west side, and and there's a lot of misnomers, and one of the things I'm trying to do is correct the history.
Okay.
One of the key things that created one of the problems is the Source cover magazine of the three, Herc, Bam, and Flash.
Okay.
And they were referred to as the forefathers.
Yes.
That's incorrect.
Kool Herc, DJ Kool Herc, Africa Bambaataa,
and Flash.
Okay.
The very three that the popular culture will call the forefathers. DXT just said that was incorrect. And he's going to tell you where these misnomers come from. Not taking anything away from them. Just listen to what he says.
Grandmaster Flash.
Grandmaster Flash.
And Herc sits alone by himself.
Okay.
He is dominating all the parties. His collection of records is what we all gravitated to because he played for the B-boys. He played for the dancers. Everyone followed that. There were DJs before her. Grandmaster Flowers in 1968. He opened for James Brown in Yankee Stadium.
Okay.
A DJ. None of us will ever do that. You know what I'm saying?
Grandmaster Flowers.
Grandmaster Flowers opened for James Brown. Now he played the commercially popular records. He didn't play obscure beats. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what made Kool Herc special. He played records that nobody played. Imagine going to a party and you hear all hit records that you don't hear on the radio. And then he had a system that was similar to the guys in Queens and Brooklyn, because so that we can keep catching the record and go.
So that is to show that even people involved who have been down for a long time don't agree just because you don't see a major uproar about certain things. It's not unheard of that something is put out as popular or fact in the whole society, or people who it negatively or positively affects say that's not true or just carry on, and just act a fool. It doesn't happen all the time, but it's not commonly accepted. It's not universally accepted that those three are the forefathers and that Herc created hip hop in a rec room in 1973. So I think Logic's premise, again, anybody's premise who would want to put it all together, your best bet would stay around 1975 and go forward with the amalgamation of groups, a DJ, a rapper, dancers, rap groups. Now I'm gonna play one more video with, I know y'all may not like this guy too tough with what he got going on. Let me find my boy Russell here. And it has to do with record creation, which is a big part of turning a culture into an industry. Russell Simmons, Def Jam. Actually, y'all talk. I'm gonna find a video and then I'm gonna.
All right, we got some people. American Dream, I'm gonna bring you up in a second. We don't got a lot of room, and I want D-Red to stay up here with us, and I want to add Enemies Public. Dream, just stay right there for a second. I'm gonna let a couple people speak their piece, and I'm gonna bring you on the panel so you can stay, okay? So Ack, I need you to turn on your camera for 1 second, just so I can see who you are before I add you to the panel. Okay, cool. Okay. All right, you can leave your camera off. And then Enemies Public, I'm going to bring you on the panel. You're going to stay. So Dream and Enemies Public, just hold on, because I want to keep D-Red up here with us, and I want to boot him off. So go ahead, Ack, speak your piece, and then I got to add a couple other people to the pen. Go ahead.
Hey, brother.
What's up, Ack?
Thanks for having me up. I've been watching you guys since the other day. I'm definitely going to subscribe. But I just want to state like a few things, right?
Okay.
Like people
Hold on,
act
real
as if it's
quick. So real quick, we're 5 subscribers from 200. If you're in the chat, take a second and subscribe. Tri-Media Innovations. We're gonna be doing hip hop content. We remember we were at 70 on Friday. We're at 200 now. Shouts to Knock Measy. Shouts to Dr. Cologne. I know y'all not a fan of him, but I appreciate his contribution because it spurs the conversation, even if it forces us to get it right, wrong, or otherwise. I appreciate it. The Enemy's Public. Shouts to you, Cali Enigma. Now, here's the other thing I want to say. We have a thing we have on this show called the Summer Jam Screen because I'm definitely from Jersey. I remember when Summer Jam used to be at the, I want to say not the Prudential Center. What was that? Continental Airlines Arena with them sorry ass Nets with Kenya Martin and Jason Kidd and them. So even though they made the finals, they never had a chance. So would you like to go on the Summer Jam screen or would you like to stay where you are right now? Well, that means you go on the Summer Jam screen. Go ahead, boss. Speak your piece. You got all the time you need.
Okay, cool. So I'm calling up just to like chime in, right? Because I think this is a conversation that needs to be had amongst everybody, but more particularly about with Black Americans who descend from like American slavery, about mining the environment and protecting our culture. When we're talking about hip hop, we're talking about us. When you're talking about Puerto Ricans and Jamaicans, you're talking about people who are in a state of cultural discontinuity, which means that they're from Puerto Rico, they're from San Juan, they're from Kingston. The question is, what culture did they bring in specifically that Black Americans needed in order to make hip hop go forward? That's where a big problem with this hip hop conversation is we never go into cultural anthropology. Secondly, a lot of lies live due to people like Busta Rhymes and Pete Rock. I saw you had up that chat GPT session on toasting. Toasting is derived from Black American jive talk. Number one. Secondly is Herc is already on record saying that Jamaican toasting has nothing to do with hip hop. Everybody knows it. It's in an interview. Thirdly, it's not up for other people in New York outside of a Black American to think that they have access and they can latch on to our likeness, our mannerisms, our everything which makes us from California to New Orleans to Atlanta to Chicago and all the way back up to New York. We are a distinct group of people. We have the same culture, but it's just a variation on those different cultures. And it's not for somebody to come in, hop in, take on our identity and appropriate it for what they wanted to appropriate it for. If you go look at the interview with Busta Rhymes on Apple TV, he talks about how he got his style from Slick Rick, right? And how this style is so Jamaican. It's all matchy. But then if you go listen to Slick Rick stuff on Apple, he says that he got his style, he said he got his swag from Black Americans. The only thing I'm saying is this: we need to make sure that we are giving ourselves a fair shake and not providing 100% of the culture. I haven't seen any type of Jamaican or I haven't seen any type of Puerto Rican culture that is needed to fuel hip hop. And I'm going to land with this. This is how you can trace the culture of hip hop. Go back to your grandparents and your parents' record collection. Go back to how your grandparents and your parents dance. Go back to your grandparents and parents' vernacular.
Man, that's
that
a good
will tell
point.
you everything. And that's it. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you.
No, that's a good. Hey, can you say that point one more time, boss? I appreciate that point. That's something people don't talk about. Say that one more time about your parents' records.
So what I'm describing is the Black Americans in New York had cultural continuity versus the Jamaicans and the Puerto Ricans who are now acting and behaving and listening to their music. They have cultural discontinuity. The way you look at that is go back to what your grandparents listened to, the music they like they listen to. Go back to what your parents listened to, and that will tell you who's copying who's mimicking who's acculturated. right? So when Kool Herc talked about how like he had to step up his dressing style, why did he have to do that? Was that because of Jamaicans or like Puerto Ricans? And that's pretty much it. It's called cultural continuity and cultural discontinuity. That means the discontinuity part comes in when you're no longer speaking the same language as your grandmother. You're no longer listening to the same music, same mannerisms, all those things. But that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, boss. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for your contribution.
That timeline, that highway I was talking about that we've been on, that we stay on. That's the consensus. You don't need to go outside of that. You can, and people can get on that highway and add to it and be a part of it, but we don't need to. I want to show one thing right here real quick.
And then I want to get it over to, I finally get to see my brother from Jersey. It'll be public. Hold on. No, I know. And then we're going to get the Dream. Go ahead, Hits.
Gotcha. Right here.
And thank you, Dreams, for coming here, bro. I appreciate it. Go ahead, bro.
We got Russell Simmons, and this is just to show another a leap forward. He's going to talk about DJ Hollywood, which is basically a talking DJ, a rapping DJ, and how it correlates to how something that was just a culture that people did, and that was, you know, a street thing. And everyone knows Russell Simmons from Def Jam, the largest, most influential hip hop record label ever. So this is what he has to say about DJ Hollywood.
I don't like the fact that they say, oh, he's a disco rapper. He don't count. There wouldn't have been a rap record.
He said they called him a disco DJ, and he's looking at the screen and telling you there wouldn't be a rap record without this.
Without DJ Hollywood.
Without DJ Hollywood.
The first rap record by the Fatback Band.
First rap record is by Fatback Band.
Was all stolen Hollywood rhymes, and they admit to it.
Was Hollywood's rhymes.
The second rap record, my record was on the shelf before Rapper's Delight, but Christmas rapping. But the second rap record, Rapper's Delight, Big Bang Hank, who was he but Hollywood? And I'm not Hollywood's friend like that. I mean, I just don't want to see the man be like Lovebug Starsky. Because if I couldn't get Hollywood, I would get cheap.
Lovebug Starsky,
like
we heard that. Mm-hmm. Now, hold on. We're going to fast forward to, 354.
And he will never get the credit and compensation.
To the older fans as well as the B-boys.
Grandmaster Flash also gives Hollywood credit. He was one of the greatest solo rappers. Hollywood is a DJ, by the way, y'all, that ever there was. That boy could blaze the crowd. The rhymes, blah, blah, blah. You can read all that. But let's listen.
Hollywood walked in and he saw all the dust, because we had all the gangbangers and dust heads. Hollywood saw that. And he said, instead of opening up, got a word for the wise, gonna tranquilize your mind, your body, and soul. Got this brand new rhythm now. I'm gonna make it take control. Let's do it. And the crowd would say, let's do it.
How did Russell Simmons remember that so many years later? Because it had an impact. I'm gonna play one more clip. That's Hollywood right here with the big hat on.
One who opened the door. He was the one. He's the reason they made a rap fucking record.
He's the reason we made a rap fucking record.
How about that? Hollywood's the reason rap records had to get made.
Hollywood's the reason rap records had to get made. So you see the transition into the commercial use of hip hop, and it's Hollywood. It ain't Latin, it ain't Jamaican. And if you follow Hollywood's timeline, you'll find out a lot of his style came from Hank Spann, Frankie Crocker. These are radio personalities. Hollywood's still alive. He can tell you that. We ain't gonna play that interview, but maybe in the future. So.
Okay, real quick, I want to shout out somebody who just came into the building before I get to the next panelist. Knock Meezy in the building, like I said. Knock Meezy, go to the beginning of the show. We saluted you publicly. We honored you publicly. You know, we went from 70 subscribers, and you literally told us, I said, bro, all we trying to make is 100. And you literally told us, we're not stopping until we get to 115. I just checked. I think we're at 215, 220. So I salute you, my brother. I salute hip hop. And anytime you come in here, you're an honored, esteemed guest. Whenever you want to come on the panel, all I could give you was a wrench to the channel. That's all I can. But I hope you join the Discord to further the conversation. And the link to the Discord is pinned. So if y'all want to join and build with us there on further content, or, you know, I know a couple people said they know Busy B. We want to reach out to Busy B. We want to reach out to DJ FaZe. We want to reach out to Coke LaRock. Somebody said he was in the Carolinas. And then last but certainly not least, we'd love to have Tariq Nasheed on the show, talk about his new DVD documentary on hip hop, Microphone Check. So I can't stop giving you your flowers, Knock Meezy. You gave us a great moment in time. I know it's 2 a.m. in the UK right now, but whenever you want to come on, bro, on any of the shows that we got, you're a moderator. Join the Discord. We'll give you a very large position in that Discord. We appreciate you, brother. But now I got my brother, my Jersey brother on the panel, the Enemy's Public. Friday, you made sure that Jersey was represented in this conversation. I want to give you time to speak. We actually was going to end the show, but I can't end the show, similar to Friday. We had 90 people on the live. We're the #1 live talking about hip hop right now on YouTube. I don't know. This is surreal. My brother Hits, my brother Logic, my brother DQ. I think that moment in time on Friday, our 15 minutes of fame is feel like it's about to last the rest of our career. So Enemy's Public, I'm gonna give you the Summer Jam screen. I see you got the camera on today. I know you got that thunderstorm if you're in Jersey. It was a little wild here earlier. Yes, sir. Yes. A little wild here earlier. I'm gonna give you the Summer Jam screen, bro. Talk about yourself, your product, or anything you want to program. Please lock in for a show before we go. I want to give you your own show as well as Knock Meezy. I want to give y'all your own platform so y'all can present, talk on your own, and y'all could talk to other people, not just a regular show. I'm gonna give you the Summer Jam screen. Join our Discord, the Enemy's Public. Go ahead and talk, bro. You about to be on the big screen.
Well, I just want to give a quick history. A lot of our people misunderstand hip hop in this inception as far as how it was done when it left the streets. See, they talk about the DJing. DJs wasn't producing hip hop. Composers was producing hip hop. When hip hop left the streets, there were no turntables, no drum machines, whatever the rapper wanted, because most of the time, whatever hot record come out, they'll make a rap version of that record. And they had musicians, in particular, Sugar Hill had musicians who took bits and pieces of different songs and they'll play like a guitar lick, a bass line, horns, whatever, and they'll blend it. Or if somebody wanted the song outright, they'll play the song outright. For instance, Rapper's Delight, there was no sample. Musicians played that. Duke Booty, the same guy who wrote The Message, New York, New York, and Survival. And that's a cat from Elizabeth, New Jersey. Wrote all 3 of Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 biggest hits. And not only did he write the song, that's his voice. When you see Raheem is lip syncing the lyrics on every video, whatever show he's doing. Duke Booty was a lot older than them, so he wrote the lyrics. As a matter of fact, they didn't even want to do the songs. They didn't want to do songs about reality and our struggle. They wanted to do straight up party songs, but Sylvia Robinson convinced Melly Mel to do it, and Melly Mel did a rhyme that he did on several songs. A Child is Born with No State of Mind. He did that rhyme probably on 3 songs. Now, the history of Sugar Hill Records, it's 96 West Street. Everybody had to come to New Jersey to record hip hop. And all of those rappers was not from New York or New Jersey, someone from down south. But people took it that they was from New York and New Jersey because they was on Sugar Hill Records and they was getting all those spins on the New York radio stations. But Grandmaster Flash got credit for records he wasn't even on. He was a mere brand. And as far as African Bambaataa, I knew nothing about him till probably like 82, 83. And I've been around, I'm 58 years old. And I've been around since its inception, before hip hop was on record, before it was on record. Knew nothing about a Bambaataa. All of a sudden, he's this godfather holding such a prestigious position in hip hop. But I knew nothing about him until Planet Rock. And that's not hip hop. That's techno music, that Kraftwerk, Devo stuff. That's not hip hop. And nobody who was doing hip hop even considered it hip hop. As a matter of fact, they didn't even like Rapper's Delight. They didn't like the song. Most rappers didn't like that. Melly Mel said he didn't like it. I'm going to go to Busta Rhymes real quick, and I'm going to land right there.
Mm-hmm.
Busta Rhymes' very existence. He say we don't have no culture. Leaders of a new school, the group that he was in, came from a lyric out of Don't Believe the Hype. They named the group after a lyric or a phrase from that song. And Busta Rhymes' name came from Chuck D. He named the brother. That's who we got his name from. So if Busta Rhymes got his name from Chuck D, he named him Busta Rhymes. So his whole very existence is all FBA. His name and everything. And who's dressing like who? You don't see us going around dressing like Jamaicans or Puerto Ricans. And all those other so-called elements of hip hop, that's only added to include people in the creation. Because when they was talking about we created hip hop 50-50, they wasn't talking about graffiti, they wasn't talking about b-boy, they wasn't talking about breakdancing, they was talking about the music. And they did not mess with hip hop. Puerto Ricans or Jamaicans did not mess with hip hop until the 80s. Neither ethnic group until the 80s. So if you don't mess with it, how you took part in creating it? I'll land right there.
So it seems to be a little controversial, right? Join our Discord, brother. I really want to build with you on a couple other things too. I dropped the link in the back chat. Join that Discord, bro. I wanna build with you on some things. Now it seems that it's a little kind of some of the things that you're stating. I'm getting like a mixed response in the chat. Some people in the chat are saying salute. Some people are saying that that is and Dr. Cologne, somebody said that you're in the chat. If you want to come up, I know it gets a little crazy, but if you want to come up and speak, brother, you're welcome at any time to speak on this particular channel. We always want to hear your contribution. So, and shouts to you. You are part of that moment in time on Friday. We started off the show giving you your flowers live. So, all right. So, Enemies Public, you were saying how Jersey. A lot of people talk about the Bronx, they keep it in the Bronx. They're talking about Puerto Rican, Hispanic, but it always seems to be the Bronx. But your perspective on the creation of hip hop is more of a Jersey perspective. Now in the chat, some people saying that brother's spitting, that brother's cooking, that brother, he knows exactly what he's talking about. He's spitting facts, right? That's why I want to bring you back for your own show so you can present the information unimpeded without, a title or anything like that, just you. But other people are saying that to source up, kind of show proof necessarily of what exactly it is that you're saying. Some people are asking where are you getting this information from? Now you said you're 58 years old.
Yes, I knew
because we got some
the
on
brother.
The panel. Yeah, we got some on the panel. He's 87 years old. He knows exactly what he's talking about. Shouts to Hits in the building. But
y'all can read Flash's book. He goes through the whole Sugar Hill episode, the Furious 5 episode, all of that. I told you, Flash is my hero. So y'all can stop that old division shit and all that. No, we love the culture. We have fun with it. Some of us made money with it. Some of us, it went wrong directions. But everything that man said about Flash is in here. Public Enemy, Chuck D, and those guys are from Long Island. Chuck D's family or his parents may be from the Caribbean. But again, find Public Enemy's culture or how they presented themselves to be anything but hip hop and New York style hip hop. And these people and what he's saying, he's trying to tell y'all that these people assimilate. They utilize, they take part in, and when it was happening, there's no harm, no foul. It's just when people either back out of it and say, hey, that's not what it is. Those guys, you would never, Busta Rhymes early records, you don't never hear him talking about any of that. Biggie Smalls, all of them, what do? You know, it's American culture that's been going. Drums ain't new, breaks ain't new, talking shit on a record ain't new, dressing fly ain't new, dancing ain't new. We always had that. It's been here. That's the difference. If you came here, show me where what you brought is what people follow. I would give that to Logic, because Logic need to do some more research. Show me where not what Africa Bambaataa or Herc or Flash did. Show
Bam
me
is a
what
bad
their
example.
parents.
He's a bad example. Bam is a terrible example.
No. I'm just saying.
In y'all's opinion,
show me what their parents brought that we end up.
1 second, D-Red. I put a new link in the
emulating.
back chat.
Show us what we emulated from the Caribbean, from Latin. Show it. It damn sure can't be the language, because we don't speak any of that. It ain't the clothing.
As far as
we don't dress like that. Ahead,
as far as the songwriting
1 second, brother,
and the producing of hip hop, it's not hearsay. I don't do hearsay. I knew Duke Booty personally. I've been in the man's house, I seen his plaques as a songwriter. And you think when Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five was inducted into the Hall of Fame because of the message and the message only, they would bring him up and said, this is the man who wrote the song. They didn't do that. And he died 3 years ago without any recognition for a song that he wrote.
Melly Mel wrote the third verse. Melly Mel will say that. Also, exactly. And what he's explaining is, if you look at the song Sucker MCs, that's them using a drum machine to play the record action.
Exactly.
Now y'all could look, unless y'all our age, y'all might not know some of this shit. But
nobody's
the record
your
action,
age.
I know. Don't worry. And what he's saying was, instead of them using samples or playing someone's record in the studio, which later became popularized in the 80s, and people got in trouble for it, they replayed the song. Sylvia Robinson was like, she's not stupid. I'm not taking that vinyl record and have y'all rap over it and re-put it out. That's going to cost me. We going to get in trouble. She going to hire a band and they're going to replay it. So they replayed Good Times by Chic, which originally came out in the early 70s. And the guy who does their big, never mind, never mind. It's just,
and also,
I'm telling you, it's the highway. We can stay here all day on that highway. Go ahead.
And also, brother, the first person to get sued for sample clearance is the first person who did it. And that was Marley Marl when he did Nobody Beats the Biz. Before then, it was beats and rhymes. People came in and threw cuts over the beats. They threw the cuts over the beats, and it was beats and rhymes. But when they started actually sampling music, that's when people started, wanting sample clearances. Nobody Beats the Biz was one of the, I think it was the first person
They made him take his album off of the shelves.
Exactly.
Google Bismarcky copyright. Them two words, Bismarcky copyright. They made him remove his whole album. All the work that went into it, and they all say, I thought you cleared the sample. No, I thought Cold Chillin', which is a subsidiary of Warner Brothers, cleared the sample. Your major record label.
Yep.
So again, that's that hip hop business stuff. But yeah, and who did I say was one of my heroes earlier? Marley Marl. Not because he sampled, it's because he chopped the drums of samples and put them on those pads that you see right there on this drum.
Exactly.
That's Marley Marl. Ain't nobody hating on Caribbeans, Latinos, or nothing. That's
contributions is not creation. Nobody's saying they didn't contribute later on. We're talking about the creation of the art form. It's a lot of people who contributed to the art form when it started, but they took no part in creating the art form. in the art. See, if you watch the movie The Get Down, have anybody seen the movie The Get Down?
Yeah,
They
Hits
did a
did.
lot
He
of
was
reverse
he was 30
roles.
when it
They
came
did a
out.
lot of reverse roles in The Get Down. Now, the half Hispanic, half black brother who was writing the rhymes for everybody, it's in reverse. Charlie Chase was the half white, half black, and half Hispanic brother. And Grandmaster Caz was writing the rhymes for everybody. And they reversed the roles. And also they did some other funny stuff in the movie. Now the brother's love interest, her father didn't want her doing secular music, and she ended up being the queen of disco. Who's the queen of disco? Donna Summer. But they made her Hispanic too. So it's a whole lot of funny business going on. And they made Sylvia Robinson out to be like Bam in all actuality. And they showed it subliminally that she didn't want the samples and the DJ equipment in the studio, and they wanted them to rock with a band. They showed all that. I peeped all of it when I was watching the movie. I'm like, they did a whole lot of, they did pretty good with it. I liked the music and how they was performing because it was at its purity. But that's
and
not how it.
That's kind of an extension of what Flash said, is that once the band played the music, they don't need the DJ.
Exactly.
And if y'all look at music right now, when you see a performance, rarely will you see a DJ in the background, which when back then the DJ was the prominent figure. So again, you can see this stuff in real time. Like you got, and then not even in the name of the groups. You had Grandmaster Flash, the DJ, and the Furious Five.
Yes.
You got to fast
Out
forward
front.
to like DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Mm-hmm.
See how that stuff works? Then when you
But you know who reversed that, good brother? You know who reversed that?
Go ahead.
Run DMC and Jam Master Jay.
So through these eras, you can see where you lose and gain the DJ back and give him his prominence.
Exactly.
Give him his prominence.
Exactly.
But if you see the Run DMC logo, you don't see Jam Master Jay.
Exactly.
You see Run DMC. All of their songs and Jam Master Jay.
And what did they say in the music rock, in the song Rock Box? Snap your fingers and clap your hands. Our DJ is better than all these bands because they have bands at first. Was no DJ.
So there's an ebb and flow. Go ahead.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, because I think, yeah, no, this is a cookout. I think y'all could go all day. I just want to take 1 second because we could do. I know, bro. You know what? I didn't know that this is where we was going. I think we probably gonna be doing hip hop shows for a while because this is an education for me. But like I said, on Friday we had a moment in time in Enemies Public. I hope you can stay with us, bro. And D-Red, shouts to you for that comment, bro. And join the Discord, y'all. We have these conversations on the daily before we do these shows. You can influence the topics that we have on these shows, connect us with content creators. Like I said, right now, you know, in doing my research after the show, I was looking into DJ FaZe, Hollywood, Coke LaRock, the city's from the Carolinas, Busy B. I know you said you had a connection with him. I just want to give these guys their flowers because a lot of times in hip hop, especially even as Black people, African American culture, we don't get to enjoy our legends till we read that thing on TMZ or Instagram that says they done passed away. And now all of a sudden, everybody loves these people that started something that changed the world. On Friday, like I said, we had a moment in time. And part of that moment in time, a very major part of that moment in time was Dr. Derek Colon. He was our first doctor that's ever come on Char Media Innovations, our YouTube channel. He spoke his premise. He did it respectfully, and he showed sources. So I want to always give him his opportunity. Make sure he gets a wrench before he goes. I want to give him his opportunity to come up here and speak. I don't know if you heard the bill, but I want to salute you also. You know, we went from about 70 subscribers to about 100, about 200% more after that. So I appreciate you. Right now, we're at about 225. Take a second, subscribe to the channel, like the video. Dr. Derek Colon, if you're there, came up and talk to the people.
Yes. What's up?
Yes, sir. What's going on, brother? What's going on, my good brother?
Good to be here. I want to ask
I want to ask that the gentleman that was just talking about the get down. You made a statement I was kind of confused by. You said something about Charlie Chase was half. What were you saying about Charlie Chase?
Charlie Chase is a half Puerto Rican brother and half black.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Charlie Chase from the Cold Crush Brothers?
Yes.
That's
From the
my
Cold Crush
man,
brother.
bro. That's my man. Charlie Chase is not half black. Charlie Chase is 100% Puerto Rican. Bro, come on. You got to be careful, man. When you
Now,
say
Charlie
stuff.
Chase is half black, bro.
He is not half black, bro. I could call him on the phone right now.
Hold on.
Dude,
Hold on. Instead of going back and forth.
that's
Because
crazy.
hold on again. I love Charlie Chase. I could do all his cuts. Fresh, fly, wild, and bold. We ain't gonna do that. Why don't you tell us about Charlie Chase? Again, this shows unity and connection and appreciation. I can do all these people's cuts, beats, and all that because I love them. From Pete, Charlie
Okay,
Chase,
so
and all
say
that.
for the sake of argument, he
Hold
is
on.
all Puerto
Hold
Rican.
on. Enemies public.
Go ahead, good brother. Go ahead, good
Not
brother.
just
Go
going
ahead.
out to
Enemies public.
Cologne to talk about Charlie Chase does and his group
Yeah,
and
because
his
I want to
origins.
give him his time to
Super
speak.
interesting.
Yeah,
Go ahead, bro.
yeah, let him speak. Go ahead, boss.
So obviously, and the only reason I'm bringing this up is because there's just a lot of misinformation going around on the internet. And what you said kind of, was a red flag, but let's talk about Chase. And Chase can speak for himself. Chase is alive and well. He can speak for himself. He doesn't get involved in these conversations because he feels that they're divisive. He knows his history. He knows what he did. So Charlie Chase begins DJing as a disco DJ in 1975. In 1976, he starts playing the breaks. He starts becoming a breakbeat DJ. Okay. And he's inspired by people like Flash, So Chase is 100%. So it's Charlie Chase and DJ Tony Tone who find they are the founders of the Cold Crush Brothers. It's not Grandmaster Caz, it's not JDL, it's Chase and Tone, a black and a Puerto Rican, who are the founders of the Cold Crush Brothers. So I don't know where you read or where you heard that Charlie Chase was half black, because I could call him right now and that would be news to him. So I don't know where you heard that from, bro.
Charlie Chase with the funky bass, Tony Tone never leaving the girls alone. They don't know about Fresh, Fly, Wild, and Bold. But I'm gonna go ahead and fall back. See, now y'all talking my talk.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Boy, every time you talk, you get older and older and older. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm telling you, it's what we grew up off, and there was no argument, there was no disrespect, there was no separation when we got it as young people in the 80s. Like when I was 13 and 14 and we first started with the breakdancing and the graffiti and all of that, 60 miles north of the Bronx, all of that wasn't in there.
Then I'm gonna go to enemies public.
Yeah,
but
the Soul Sonic Force came here to our skating rink, upskate, Globe, Powwow, Mr. Big, all of that, they was here. Fresh, Fly, Wild, and Bold was like one of my first 12-inch records, yo. I didn't care about the rapping. I ain't care about the drum machine. I ain't care about none of that. Charlie Chase cuts and Tony Tone cuts is what I cared about. I keep telling y'all, this is not just conversation. And there was no videos of them.
Bring up a picture of Chase. Bring up a picture.
I get it.
Okay, but I'm gonna bring up the picture, but give me 1 second. I'm gonna give enemies public the opportunity. He was about to ask a question. Go ahead and ask the question. You were saying if he was, I didn't hear the rest of it.
I said just for the sake of argument that he is all Puerto Rican, it doesn't change the fact that in that movie To Get Down, the roles were reversed.
I think that's what he was saying.
What does the Get Down have to do with Charlie Chase?
Because the subliminals in the movie was the beginning of hip hop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
One role was Grandmaster Caz, and one role was Charlie Chase.
Charlie Chase was nowhere in that movie. He wasn't even
You're
depicted
not
in that movie.
understanding what I'm saying, brother.
No,
You're
I'm
not
not.
understanding what I'm saying. I said the subliminals in the movie. If you watch the whole series, the entire series in its entirety, you will see what they're doing. They're showing us the beginning of hip hop, and even at the end, they said all that led to the recording of the first mainstream.
Okay, the picture hits. Okay, go ahead.
The mainstream hip hop song, Rapper's Delight. They went from the beginning all the way to the end.
So with that said, let's look at the consultants on the Get Down. The consultants were two. One of them is a person I speak to frequently, which is Raheem
And Flash
from the Furious Five. Raheem is a consultant, and Flash is a consultant.
Okay.
So if they are consulting them on what it was in its inception, why in the world, if it wasn't that, when you get to Flash's first party in the building in the Bronx, and you see a mixture of black and Puerto Rican people in that building at that jam, and I've already asked Raheem this, and he said
You
that's
asked
because that's
Raheem.
what it was.
You asked Raheem out of everybody. You were asked Raheem, a man who went around spitting lip syncing to a song that wasn't even his voice.
I'm talking about the consulting, bro. Let's stick to what I'm
Bro,
talking about. The
I
consulting
understand what you're
of the
saying,
Netflix.
but it's all about credibility.
So
because he insulted some producers to a movie, it doesn't mean he's going to tell it like it is. All those other elements, like somebody said last week, candles on the cake. I don't eat the candles; I eat the cake.
Okay. Hold on. Stop right there.
Pause.
I think no. There's two things going on, right? Hold on. There's two things
misinformation going on.
right there.
That's what there is.
Now, hold on.
Crazy.
Hear me out.
DQ.
Hear me out. Two things going on. One,
Hold on, we got some people to the what's the name? Give me
the
one second.
enemy's public is discussing the movie to Get Down. Let's leave that on the right. Charlie Chase is nowhere black, nowhere at all. That's Dr. Cologne's side. Those are two separate things. The movie, the storyline, what they were trying to do, that's the enemy's public opinion. And I agree with them. They jumble shit around in there. Flash even say he didn't agree how he was portrayed 100% in the movie, but it's a movie. But Dr. Cologne is saying that Charlie Chase, another one of my heroes, y'all will find out I have many. He's straight Puerto Rican. That's what I'm saying. So let's bring it back to the center and try to keep on topic. And those are both correct. The movie or the series, I think it was a series. It wasn't even a movie.
Series.
Yeah. It was a series. So Flash and certain people were probably hit up and asked their own opinion on it and could they give some input. But yeah, Charlie Chase, Cold Crush Brothers. Y'all look that up. Tony Tone, Charlie Chase. Y'all start learning production. You start learning DJing. You start learning MCing. You start learning dancing and routines. They used to do shit that my parents would think the Temptations and shit would do. They dance around. They dress up a certain way. They rap. They got two DJs. Come on now, stop that. Told you Logic. It's easy talk, bro. We could do it all day. But let's fast forward a little bit. Let's fast forward. Let's talk about some new stuff, right? Again, in 2024, is hip hop still what it was? And is it still hip hop? I would add that. Is it still hip hop right now? Sexy Red, Glorilla. We're going to get a women some props. Ice Spice, Meg Thee Stallion. Is that still hip hop to y'all?
I'm gonna answer it like this. I can't wait till Rakim's album come out. That's my answer.
Hold on, Pete Rock and Common got an album coming out. DJ
Yeah.
got an album coming out.
And the one Eric Sermon did is dope too. I like that.
It's crazy. Yeah. So us old heads gonna be happy, but let's talk about something new. What is what's going on now like hip hop? I would call it pop culture. I wouldn't call it hip hop.
I don't know
I would call
one
it.
song that anybody you mentioned did. Not one.
Well, man, I showed the whole chart, man. I showed the whole
Not one.
Hold on, man.
Not what? Not one?
Not one.
Not even
Hold
one
on, look
song?
on here. You
Not
don't know
one
any
song.
of this. Future, Glorilla, French Montana, Gunna,
I listen to the block 94.7. Old school hip hop.
A Boogie with the hoodie. Ain't no cooler name than that.
Boy, you
I'm
so
sorry,
dirty.
y'all.
Love it.
Ain't no cooler name than A Boogie with the hoodie.
It's a name.
No.
It's definitely
In my
a name.
opinion, once hip hop hit 50 years old, I'm ready to let it go and let something else start. Let the young people
All right, so
have it. Go ahead, bro.
let's go back into the title of the show, right? And American Dream. The reason why I keep shouting out American Dream is because Premium Black. Knock Measy in the building. Give me 1 second, Knock, and then I'm gonna let you build on that. But we were talking about a different subject now. The title of the show is in 2024. Is hip hop still what the Bronx created, or something else today? So the conversation that we were having was that American Dream. He gave a different perspective on it. That maybe what these guys are doing now is so far removed from the creation of hip hop that what they're doing now might be its own thing, right? So that's what that's the title of the show, but I let the shows flow and go where the people want to take it. Knock Measy, you in the building. I want you to speak to what you've heard. Like I said, we give you your flowers for creating that moment in time for us on Friday. Put you on the Summer Jam screen. That's what we do. It's a thing here. And allow you to build and then talk about essentially that topic. Is hip hop still the same thing that Kool Herc created, the FBA created? Or we're not going to tie it to a person. Let's just say a group. The FBA created back then, but feel free to speak about whatever you want to talk about. Shouts to you, American Dream. I appreciate you, bro. Go ahead, Knock Measy.
How's my audio?
Audio is good, G.
All right, no doubt. So like I said, it's like 2 something in the morning here, so I'm gonna just say what I gotta say and go back to sleep. But look, I do believe that hip hop is still hip hop. The beauty about Black American culture is that it's constantly changing. We're not tied to antiquity. We always recreate, remix, and put something else out. Yeah, the sexy reds and all of that might rub some people wrong, but it's still hip hop. Drill, a subset of hip hop, is still hip hop, even though it's something that I could do without. So Black American culture, including the music, the vernacular AAVE, is constantly changing. Our dances are constantly changing. How we dress is constantly changing. And we're like, from a pop culture standpoint, we're the most influential people in the world. I think we have to work to being more influential in other aspects, but since we're talking about hip hop, we're going to keep it right there. But then my question would be, since we're innovating and changing, how come there's no Puerto Rican aspect to what we're doing now? There's no Puerto Ricans in hip hop today, to the most part. But shout out to Dr. Cologne, and I hope he doesn't run since I came up here, because he didn't want to come up when he saw me in the chat.
Y'all, sometimes this is like superheroes and villains. You know why I gotta shout to Dr. Cologne, Doc Measy? Because a lot of the comments and things, in being media, you're doing critiquing and you're presenting perspectives, right? A lot of the perspectives were, some were saying he was correct, some were saying he was wrong. But the fact that people feel so strongly about it is something that I actually appreciate. So I got to give him his props. The fact that he would come up, he still represented. I went back and looked at some of his content, and I see that he's been a part of this conversation for a very long time, standing on what he believes the origins of hip hop stand. So for basically what you're saying in hip hop is that this is not a new creation, right? It's more of an evolution from what was created in the 70s, and this is what we have now, essentially, or no?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, hip hop went back to its birthplace. The culture of hip hop is from down south. Who's running hip hop now? The South. So that's why I can't crap on a Sexy Red or the Baby or any of these rappers. You know what I'm saying? From the South, because that's where our culture as Black Americans come from. If you're Black American, then you
look like anime characters. First up is Paul.
Y'all mute up, whoever that is.
Yeah, the brother's right. The brother's right. Guess where Sugar Hill Records is at now?
Where is it at?
Nashville, Tennessee.
Are you serious? They moved from Inglewood to Nashville, Tennessee?
Sure did.
Oh, so they recognizing the business, it seems like.
The company burnt down. Tenafly let the company burn down a few years ago. It burnt to the ground.
My submission would be, hold on.
Go ahead, Hits, and I want to say something.
Okay, my submission would be, right, if we use the terminology hip hop and call it something similar on that highway of what? Funk, soul, R&B, jazz, blues, swing, disco. We can keep going, right? 50 years of hip hop to me is solid. As far as a name, are there people owed something in it? Probably a lot. The originators, definitely their recognition. But like right now in 2024, I would let the young people, they don't have to put it under our banner, because then people in my age group or a little younger and go, that ain't hip hop. That's garbage. It's trash. I don't want to hear that. It's horrible music. They're dancing, they dressing, they talking, they doing their own thing right now, even though it's on the vein or that highway of African American culture. Let them have something and call it. I wish they call it something new, like gangster rap. Oh, that's a subset of hip hop. Drill rap. Okay, hope the next thing ain't like the space rap. No, call it. Create your own and build off what's already here. It was done before. Do it again. Don't let people like us tie you into something where it has to be something, because they dance better than us. They just way better than us in a lot of different ways. They're better. Let them rock. Let them call it something new, and let's keep it on that highway of African American culture.
All right, I want to move the conversation around. Knock me easy. I know it's 2 a.m., bro. Unless say something. I know you want to go back to sleep. Say something. I want to move the conversation around the panel. Speak to the people, and then definitely join the Discord so we could talk in daylight hours, bro, and put something together.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely join that. I just want to end with that topic we was talking about. That look, everything evolves. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even think that if you ask some of the young hip hop or the young rappers today, because like I said, rap is the only remaining living part of hip hop, so to speak, and it was the strongest part, because without the MC you don't have anything essentially. They're gonna give homage to where it came from. They might not even jack the old school beats. I remember a rapper saying, I ain't gonna rap on that old school beat, because it's ever evolving, but it's still part of who we are. They're still speaking AAVE. The young kids from the South still don't eat with their elbows on the table. When they're at their mother's house, they still say grace. The kids probably still getting their own switches or off of the trees in the backyard when it's time to get that ass whooped. So it's still the same culture. And Black American culture went from North and South Carolina and other places, went up north, and now that has become a melting pot. The urban, it went from hip hop culture to urban culture, and then to this just New York mix of everything. You know what I'm saying? So I think hip hop is back where it needs to be, and it ain't going nowhere.
All right, I want to thank you, Knock, bro. I know it's 2 a.m. Appreciate you, brother. Anytime you want to come up, just hit us up. I want to move it around to Logic, American Dream, and DQ. I want to get a little bit of your opinion. You're the owner in Tribe Media, and you're also the rapper, the resident rapper at Tribe Media. I want to say, American Dream, once again, thank you. That brother's starting a Discord. He started his Discord. He's starting a new channel. I'm putting his Discord invite in the comments. He's welcome to join for good conversation. He's going to be starting some new content. He's going to be working, we're looking for content creators, looking for people that want to do shows. So you're more than welcome to come up, hit us up for business opportunities. To, you know, we want to create a network of just different content and different perspectives. So American Dream is part of the reason why we started this particular conversation. So American Dream, based off what you've heard today, take a couple minutes, right? Your link to the Discord's in the chat. Take a couple minutes and speak to the people. Based off what you've heard so far, would you say that hip hop now is a separate creation from what was started in the Bronx? Or would you say it's an evolution? Or just give your personal spin on it? Take about 2-3 minutes, then I'm gonna get to Logic, and then we're gonna do some closing comments, and then we'll be out of here. So go ahead, American Dream.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say hip hop is absolutely different from what it was when it started in the Bronx. I also would say that it's evolving and always changing, and I would also say that African Americans and African American culture is responsible for the major part of that evolution, and also the origination of, if it is a evolution, the evolution of the beginning of whatever we would call hip hop in that evolutionary space. The beginning of hip hop, in my estimation, would have to be attributed to African Americans, and I think the gentlemen on the panel have represented themselves well. So I don't necessarily have much of a discrepancy with them, other than to say that I do believe that other people contributed, and because they contributed, I can see them as part of the creation process, if you will, since it's evolutionary. But African Americans are the major contributors. The one challenge that I would have for the FBA crew, I think, if I can, I don't. I think if it's debatable that hip hop started with the African American community, that can be debatable. But I think what's absolutely not debatable is that the use of the household use of the N-word was started by hip hop. And so my challenge to the FBA is that as much as I wish that, as much as they want to take back hip hop from people who have claimed it, I think that, you know, I wish to see them also want to take back the N-word from people who also want to claim it and use it flippantly, because I think that, you know, and I think that also is a part of what I'm hoping to see happen as well. You know, and that's pretty much the only thing I would want to add to the conversation is that I think that that's something that, because I don't like when I hear Latinos using the N-word. It just doesn't strike me as something positive. And that's something that I would challenge FBA people to want to take back as well, as much as they want to take back hip hop. And I think that as much as they have a right to want to take back hip hop, they also have a right to want to take back the N-word as well.
Okay. All right. So in closing, Logic, go ahead and speak, bro. I know you haven't spoken in a while. Go ahead, Logic.
I don't think there's a need for us to need to take it back, because it never left, right? I came up with the analogy yesterday. You know, if you and your brother get a bike for Christmas and both of y'all have access to the bike and use it every day, how long is it gonna be until who got the bike originally for Christmas going to matter? Y'all both have access to the bike. Whenever you need it, whenever you want it, you use it. It's no more your bike than it is your brother's bike. It's y'all's bike. I don't think there's a real need to have to make it a fight for something that belongs to you anyway. So belongs to us anyway. For the zealots out there who like to twist up what I'm trying to say. I gotta give it to y'all. Y'all kind of funny. But I'm gonna share my screen one last quick time. I wanna say that I think we are now getting out of the spirit of what is actually this whole thing is actually all about. I got an interview right here with Kool Herc. Um, and one of Kool Herc's comments in the interview is that I would say music wasn't about the black thing; it was about the we thing, making clear distinctions that he's not trying to keep it all for himself. And I've heard a lot of different scenarios in which you make these excluding arguments about how you can keep other people groups, other cultures, and all these other influences isolated from the creation of hip hop, and it just seems to be they play the part, right? Maybe they don't play as big of a role as African Americans do, but it seems like there's they're there, they're a part of the influence, and you may not have what you know today as hip hop without these influences. It's like we talk about. I'm gonna be real quick and end it off, but we talk about Egypt all the time.
No, we don't.
No, we don't. But
Okay.
let's say some of the
Nah, go
no,
ahead.
we
I'm
don't.
just,
As
I'm just
Tribe
joking,
Media
bro.
does not. Yeah,
I'm just joking, bro.
we got a little bit more topics that we cover than that. But so in Egypt terms, right? You don't have the culture that you know as Egypt without influence from different directions. You have the people there. The people are doing whatever they're doing, right? But it doesn't become what we know as Egypt without these influences that come in different directions. I mean, to me, it's not that difficult. To me, it's not really about who can we exclude from the conversation. I thought we were trying to just get to what the truth of it is. So, that shouldn't be like, something difficult for us to say. That there did have like these early influences that contribute to the creation of hip hop. I'm done.
So where you stand is that essentially it's still a collaboration from the origins. I appreciate that you're standing on your square. I mean, I know you're getting attacked for it, but a person that'll stand on their square, that is part of the reason why I got a lot of respect for Dr. Cologne, because even if you get attacked for your position, right, and you stand on your square, as long as you got some sources and you riding on that, I can respect it, especially as long as you do it respectfully. You know what I mean? So I appreciate where you're coming from, Logic. Um, so if you standing on that, I think at some point we might have to do a conversation with just you, just you presenting some information, doing maybe a 30-45 minute presentation on how it's not just FBA in your eyes, how it's not just one group in your eyes, that it was a collaborative effort from the origin and the creation. So I appreciate you. If you want to work on that show, I'm more than willing to do it. So we got Knock Meezy, and shouts to Knock Meezy, bro. It's probably like 3 o'clock in the morning over there, and he's still on the panel with us. We got Dream. D Red, I can't forget you, my brother. Did you get a chance to join the Discord? I put a new link in there. People in the chat,
Yeah, I've been
join the
trying.
Discord if you can. Huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm probably gonna have to just search y'all on there because my Discord is acting weird.
Or give me your email, and then I'll drop it in. I'll email you a private link just to you. But go ahead, brother. You heard the whole show. You came up here. You shouted out the Jubilaires, the Last Poets, Pigmeat Markham. Here comes the judge. You gave us a lot of good history on Jive Talk and toasting, the difference and the interconnection between the two. So I'm gonna give you your chance to take 2-3 minutes in closing, talk about the show, and then and take us out. Then I'm gonna go to hits and DQ. And the enemies public. I'm gonna go to you right after this.
Yeah, so I just want to say, man, but first, the brother brought up the FBA thing. I'm gonna start with that. Tariq Nasheed didn't start the concept. Neither did the ADOS people. What's the Yvette Cornell and Tone Talks? It was a brother named Norris Shelton. Norris Shelton came up with something that was called Descendants of American Slavery. Both people, Yvette Cornell, Tariq Nasheed, got the concept from that brother. He'd been talking about this since the 80s. and it just never really got any traction. And so their whole concept comes from that brother, about delineating, because he was in the Kentucky state legislature, and he said he started kind of noticing that people who look like us were always voting against us, and he was trying to figure who are these people. You know what I'm saying? And he started finding out that those people, they were from different lineage, and so he felt like we needed to start delineating. You know what I'm saying, and whatever. So it came from a brother named Norris Shelton, descendants of American slavery. Uh, my next thing is, if you check out the video that I gave you with my pops, if you go to the 3 minute and 26 second mark, you'll see the two turntables. You know what I'm saying? But we got to understand it when I was, so my point is, when we talk about the sentence of American slavery is starting what hip hop or whatever. This is what I'm talking about when I say, I always said New York didn't create the elements. The elements already existed. You see what I'm saying? The concept of the two
Good
turntables.
point.
If you see
Good
what see it
point.
with my pops, New York just brought the elements together. They already existed. Rapping was already going on. You see what I'm saying? Rapping was already going on. Like I said, I talked to people that's from different regions. I got family in Chicago, Memphis, Mississippi, New York, LA. I got family all over, and I talked to all the old heads that was around my dad's age, all my uncle Ronnie and all them. They said, man, we was tagging and writing our names in Memphis. You know what I'm saying? We was tagging and writing our names in Chicago. That none of that was new. Like, none of it was exclusive to New York. What New York did was bring those elements together and give it a name. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's like Herc and the merry-go-round. When you talk to, when you listen to people like the mixologist DXT, they'll tell you that people's already doing it. Herc just gave it a name. You see what I'm saying? People like, so none of this stuff was new. New York just gave it a name. You see what I'm saying? And when you look at Pete Meek Mark and all, and the brother brought up it coming from the South, all those brothers came from the South. Trixie, the first B-boy. I remember listening to I forgot the Puerto Rican brother name, who was talking about Sasa, and then he started trying to say his name was Salsa. You know what I'm saying? Sasa B-boy, how B-boy Sasa said he came from the Carolinas. Trixie said he come from the Carolinas. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, when the brother said it just came back from where it came from, where it originated, a lot of those people, a lot of those things they emulated. When you talk to the first cats that went to the Bronxdale houses when they first was bringing blacks to the Bronx in the late 60s, early 70s, and when I say early 70s, I mean like from the late 60s to like 71, those cats all came from the South. You see what I'm saying? When you
Yeah, I
listen, when you
got you.
talk to, so the culture already existed, and we got to understand that. You know, it's a sister and a brother. They owned a record company called VJ Records, right? VJ Records was one of the first they signed the Beatles, right?
Okay.
And they was releasing stuff, and it was a brother, a black, African American man, and an African American sister, and Vivian. Her name was Vivian Carter. You see Vivian Carter with the two turntables in the in the 50s. This is not new. So Herc didn't bring nothing new to the table. So when we talk about this history, we got to look at it from a, you know what I'm saying, uh, uh, from a everything in its totality. You see what I'm saying? And then we got to see, what did you bring? If we talk about the creation of hip hop, but the five elements, we already know Clarence 13X. When we talk about the knowledge, he was FB, if you want to say FBA because it's a more popular term, but he was a descendant of American slavery. So we know that's where the b-boy stance and all that comes from. So now we got to look at each element and break it down and dissect it and see who brought what. You see what I'm saying? And you're not gonna find no, like the other brother said earlier, a cultural continuum. We can talk about the creation of all of this music from ragtime all the way through, and we can see a cultural continuum. You know what I'm saying? We can see the evolution of rapping and rhyming over rhythm. You see, we can see that from the Jubilees. We got the footage. We don't want somebody's opinion. We need to be able to show footage, like the brother was bringing earlier when he was actually showing what the primary sources would say. Okay, this brother said, I didn't get this from that. So now what do you got to say to that? Well, this is a primary. We can only deal with the primaries. So unless somebody can show us the primaries, you know what I'm saying, then we can have a different conversation. Until then, it's just your opinion. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I end with that.
I appreciate that. Hey, bro, D Red, please hit the Discord, bro. The fact that, because I like the way you build, you know, a lot of times you know, one of the things that we do is we've had shows based where you got to kind of show sources, show information. And one of the things that I respect when somebody does that, okay, the doc is back. Give me 1 second. Once we have these conversations, one of the things that I respect is when somebody does actually go to, you know, primary sources. It's weird because, like the brother Logic was saying, we come from a community that talks about, you know, Egypt and, you know, those kinds of things, right? And they talk about the primary. So it's funny, I'm listening to these conversations, right? And then you just said Brother Clarence 13X. So now I'm kind of seeing that there's some FBA kind of ADOS conversations that I might want to have around this hip hop conversation. And that might be something that we could take this conversation to another level. So the enemy's public, I'm gonna give you a Summer Jam screen.
Hold on, not yet. If any of y'all are married or have a long time girlfriend, my wife just yelled, "I want ice cream." So that means I have to, she's not pregnant. She just yelled downstairs, "I want ice cream." Let me finish up. Because it's hot over here in the Northeast. I'm gonna go rapid fire real quick, right? My original argument, first of all, thanks to everybody in the chat. Thank you to everybody who joined, liked, shared, and subscribed. Thank you to everyone. I can't remember. Yeah, y'all see that belt back there. Y'all don't want the smoke. See that? Y'all don't want that. Y'all don't want that either. But thank you to everybody.
Talk that shit, Hits.
Yeah, talk that talk, Hits.
Y'all don't want no piece of DQ on the lyrics. Y'all want nothing. No. But my daughter's artwork up there, yeah, all that. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's
Yo, what's that belt about? What's that belt?
Is that microphone?
They're saying what's that? They're saying what's that belt about? See, I told you they was gonna ask. You
don't let them know.
That's a NWA Tag Team Championship belt. Don't make me go get the World Heavyweight Championship. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Don't start that conversation.
Hey, and by the way, just so y'all know, Hits is a founder and owner of Tribe Media. So he's not just, because somebody asked me, is he just some kind of hip hop historian? You know what I mean?
Just
no,
yelling
he's
and screaming.
Yeah, he's the old guy saying, "Get off my lawn." He's the owner here. You'll see him on every show. It's not like he's a reoccurring guest. He's an owner.
And his DJ name is, hold on, let me flip.
DJ Architect.
Yeah, DJ Architect.
Come on, let's get that right, man. This ain't even a record, y'all. This is not even a record, right? And all of this is thanks to Grandmaster Flash right here. All of this, it's not a record. We don't need vinyl no more. His technology is super high post. There's no hate. There's no disrespect. Thank you to everybody who subscribed, share. Thank you to all the people on the panel. We're going to continue to build. Logic bringing his argument. The last 40 years, I've played music for people at a lot of important events in their life. I attribute that to hip hop. My friends, some of them are artists now. Some of them draw. Some of them are excellent dancers now. Just some of those elements of it. But if we start at 75, but I had to go further than Flash. I could stop at Flash. I tell people that all the time, and I'm good. But if I listen to my parents' music, my grandparents' music, watch how they dress, talk, act, I'm going to find out that it is a long lineage. African-American history in general will show you these things, that it's a continuing thing that we do. I'm going to share the screen real quick. We're going to go with James Brown, and then I got about 4 screen shares. Let's do this. Let me find my boy James right here. Okay, this is James Brown going over some dance moves. Y'all can hear that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, he's going over. That's a robot.
Oh. Get down.
James don't need nobody. Look. Hold on.
Soul Train.
That's that pop lock. Hold on.
Don't get us hit.
Hold on. Watch him go. He going over the move. He don't even do them on
stage.
James Brown. That's his dance. So that's just one. That's just him going over dances. You see his clothing. And see, these are things I look at. Oh, hold on. He went down to his knees, popped back up. So let's not talk about people dancing on the floor. He needs a different type of influence and all that. Watch me.
Also, robot.
Robot. People say, oh, it's Michael Jackson. Oh, the Poppers did that. Oh, all that. Oh, they came in that in the mid-70s. Nope, stop. Okay, other things we notice, his clothes, bell-bottom jeans, the I would call that like an Applejack hat, hard-bottom shoes. Let's close that out. Let's go to another screen. So that's James Brown demonstrating. James Brown is godfather of soul. Everybody knows that.
Yeah,
right?
rest in peace to the GOAT.
Super GOAT. Without, I would say no James Brown, no hip hop. That's just me. Hold on, let me share another screen. Let me go over here.
Why? And on another note, I feel like
that
Enemy's
one.
Public. I feel like Enemy's Public was feeling that last little breakdown.
Okay, hold on. This right here.
I was watching it.
Hold on. This is a group called the Ghetto Funk Collective. These are young people today doing these old dances. Not only are they doing the old dances, they dress like they used to. Watch the young man work. Hard bottom shoes, bell bottom.
Hey, muted hits. Yeah, let him run.
Focus stuff. Give it to me. 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 That's it.
Oh, me.
Yeah, mute that hit.
Oh, Big James?
Yeah, mute the song. That's all I'm saying. Just mute the song.
No. I want you to hear this, the song, because he's dancing with the song. I
know, but I want
Okay, all right. So we're gonna get off of
that.
that one.
Show to live.
So we just showed, now hold on, listen to what I'm saying. So you saw
were to the top of the list of what's gonna get you straight.
You saw James Brown from the 60s doing certain things, and you see these young men today doing this with whole dance groups. We're gonna share real quick. This is an article from the Medium magazine, and
facts, Stagger Lee. Walk that history.
Hold on.
Somebody saying this is very serious. I appreciate that.
Okay, this is an article from Medium magazine. I'm gonna just show you real quick because anybody who's into electronics or observation or investigation, you start looking. You just take a picture, right? So in this picture, one of the all-time greats, Pete DJ Jones, 1971. A Bronx high school English teacher mentored a number of young men who aspired to be DJs. The most prominent, look right here, Grandmaster Flash, that name Lovebug Starsky we brought up before, Herbie Herb and Magic Mike. If I look at this real quick, I see his hat. I see his big collar shirt. It's probably velvet. I see a power strip here. I see a turntable. That's an S-arm turntable. That's a little later on in the years. Hold on, let's scroll down. 1971, James Gilmore. Official member of DJ Flowers crew. Remember, we talking about DJ Flowers' influence on Flash Bambaataa and Herc. You can see the equipment. That's a 45 turntable. That's a mixer right here. This is a case too that they have. We call it a coffin. Like prior to mobile DJing with a coffin, you would see this in a nightclub, a box where they put turntables in. They made them mobile. They called them coffins. Farragut houses. Let's scroll down real quick. Then we'll get up out of here. This is something about the different graffiti artists, how they tagged. James Brown, super influence on our music and people who played his music. Here we go. Flowers and Michael DeCrump, 1972. You see here 2 turntables. Look where they're at. They're above the mixer. There's a mixing console down here. These are the amplifiers. Here go the records back here. Those are all albums of 12 inches. These are probably 45s up here. Afro, big collar shirt. This is probably a monitor right here. But we just going quick. So when you're looking at these things, this is DJ. This is what I look at. Here's a lamp so you can see. Turntable, waist level. The crump. Let's go. Now, standard DJ setup from like the 70s. We don't need influence from nowhere else. They were in nightclubs. They were in radio stations. They were in obviously people made them portable. Amplifiers. These 2 things right here that you see, pay attention to. Those are called monitors. A DJ needs to hear what he's playing because if his speakers are facing outward, you get an echo. You're 1 to 2 seconds off. You need a speaker facing you. These are early monitors. Look at that. Huge amplifiers, light turntables, mixer in the middle. Those look like straight arm turntables. Record crates down here. To go to records right there. Real quick. Let's just go down.
The ice cream gonna melt hits.
No, she good. look, this overview of a turntable, mid-70s, 2 turntables, mixer, amplifiers, power strip, sitting on a record crate. Things we could notice is sneakers. Those look like Adidas. This looks like a full jumpsuit here. low cut afro. It is so we don't need
Bro,
DJ
what's your
Flowers.
point? Bro, what's your point? You sound ridiculous, bro. What is your point?
Hold on, Doc. I'm gonna let you get
Nah,
your own
bro, this
time.
is
I'm gonna let you
ridiculous,
get this
bro. This is
three.
that anti-Jamaican Latino nonsense, bro.
Yo, stop
Get
trying
the
to
heck
create
out of here.
a bond between Jamaicans and Latinos, bro. Let the brother cook, man. Let that brother cook.
DJ Ron Plummer. My point would be to show that prior to 1975 is what would be your best point to start from. Prior to that, we it's organic, it's natural, and DJing. I ain't even get into like bands or none of that. We just doing DJ culture. We doing Plummer, we doing Flowers, we doing Pete DJ Jones, Jimmy Castor Bunch, some of them records that you mentioned, 1975. I'm just showing people that you can look at an image and gain more from an image than just what's written beneath it. I see now there's two turntables, the S-arm, the mixing consoles in the middle. He has a headphone on one side. You know why? This ear is used for hearing what he's playing. This ear is used for hearing what he's getting ready to play. That's called cueing. I'm just giving the people information before I get up out of here. It's just, these are all people that may not be in that the logs of what y'all call hip hop. Grandmaster Flowers, Pete DJ Jones, New Sounds, QJ Simpsons, Cool DJ Rock. Look those names up. And I told you I'm going rapid fire. James Brown, of course, is our man. I'm just showing people prior stuff. Like we don't. I ain't even gonna go through this image, but we could. Look at socks, stripes, high, bell bottoms, afros, hats backwards, baseball hats backwards, sunglasses. There's more things you can glean from an image than just what it says underneath it. So this is just a website to show that before you don't see Bambaataa, you don't see Herc, you don't see Flash. That's my goddamn point. And they all doing the same stuff that you trying to jump to in 1975. So that's my point. I ain't trying to change nothing. Here's my hero, Flash, in his kitchen from the movie set of Wild Style. I don't even need to read none of this on 3 turntables. So don't do that, bro. Just let me cook, and then I'm out of here. It's just some pictures. So I would ask you all those names that I showed right here. I'm going to go back. I know I'm scrolling real fast, but that's what the hell I do. These names right here, research them. Grandmaster Flowers, Pete DJ Jones, New Sounds, QJ Simpson, Cool DJ Rock. Don't nobody come on, man.
Found it, DQ.
So and you would think a Latin person would be able to talk faster than me. Impossible, bro. I know this stuff like the back of my hand. Now
someone said, well, he's out of here. He left. I just want to say, I just want to say on Try Media with these hip hop shows, I know it gets contentious. But one of the things that I want to do with this content, Try Media, we don't really take a stance either. Hey, we're really here to be media, present perspectives, and give everybody a chance to speak. I know it can get contentious. I don't really get to. I'm not. This is not going to be live or die. I have a business to build. I have a network to create of a lot of different topics. Sometimes you're going to log on to Try Media. We're not talking about hip hop. Trust and believe. But I hope that you still enjoy the content and different perspectives. But I see now hip hop's gonna have to be a major part of our network here at Try Media. So Dr. Cologne, I understand you came on to speak. I get it. You're more than welcome to come back. You're more than welcome to get on. It is what it is. You're always welcome to come back, bro. I understand why you feel.
My missus is calling me now, brother. So I have to get ready to get up. My missus is calling me now.
Go ahead. I know you got caught up in the madness. Just close out for us, Enemies Public, and then we're done. We're done with it. Go ahead, boss.
I appreciate you allowing me to come up and speak with you, brothers. And I'm going to be doing something probably Wednesday. I'm going to have legends on my platform.
Plug it.
I'm not going to name who it is. I'm going to give you a hint. He won the first music seminar contest and the DJ mixing contest. The first one to win it, spinning hip hop. He'll be on my platform on Wednesday. Until I see you again, brothers, peace. Salute to you all.
Peace to you. Peace to you. Peace to you. That's love. Hey, we're going to get out of here on a closing note, right? I just want to say to everybody here, I know this conversation gets divisive. I know it gets a little contentious. But I want to hear everybody's perspective, not just one, two, or other. I don't want to hear the loudest perspective. I want to hear all the perspectives, so that way I can learn. I learn real time on these shows. Me and DQ, we're a little bit younger than everybody else, so we learn real time. We learn real time. Now DQ didn't get a chance to speak unless you want to say something, but I'm gonna let your music speak for you.
I'm good. I'm good. Like I said, I'm just soaking up info. Go ahead and let it play, man.
Play. I want to hear the casual track again, but it's not on my what's the name. Can y'all play it while we getting out of here?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, is Cologne still here? Because I was waiting to address something that he had said in the chat.
No. Go ahead and address it, and then we'll go into the music, and then we'll get out of here. But he left out. He's not here. You're more than welcome to come back, Doc, whenever you want. Go ahead, boss.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Let me explain to you why there was some contention with Cologne and I. Yesterday, if you really hip hop and you understand Black culture and you were there, you would understand edutainment. You would understand the spirit of the roast and debating with a little, you know what I'm saying, little shots or whatever, but nothing really serious. But when you try to call me a Puerto Rican, because I know more about Puerto Rico probably than him, I speak Spanish better than him, and I speak other several languages, don't then come at my lineage talking about I'm a Puerto Rican. Cam up, I'm a Puerto Rican. Now you going to another place. He started this stream with a comment saying that want to be Puerto Rican, blah, blah, blah. Now you coming at my lineage. So then if you want to shoot the fair one, if you want to run it back, then pull up. Dr. Cologne is a crybaby. He's a crybaby and he's hyper disrespectful to Black Americans. Any sort of trying to take in us out of our own culture and what we created, or at least an element of our culture, is an attack on our culture. And I don't play with kid gloves with anybody that does that. They can even be a Black American. If they're Black American, they don't find anything positive in us, then it's on site with them, verbally anyway. So Dr. Cologne, stop playing the victim. Stop trying to gaslight people, throwing little shots and say, oh, these people are anti-Latino. No, we're not anti-Latino. I'm anti-BS, and I'm pro-truth. You know what I'm saying? You got cooked on here. Nobody in the history of YouTube seen you this quiet or running when somebody came up until I pulled up. You done got mollywop all over the internet, but then you still coming back. But if you come back, stand in your square as a man. Use some of that Latino machismo, right? And stand on your square. Don't run and cry like, oh, y'all are anti this and y'all are anti that. Man, look, a white Puerto Rican trying to take Black people out of their own art form is disrespectful. So the disrespect started with you trying to remove us from our culture and replace us. All right, so I'm gonna leave it at that, man. If you want to shoot the fair one and run it back, then we could do that, man.
Hey, so I appreciate you. That's it. Take us out.
DQ, baby. Check. Look, the fashion is clever, spectacular weather. I'm blacker than I ever been. Skisha pattern, some leather, ink and a feather. I pen some immaculate letters. My family stay with the gift, cause we rapping together. Like it's Christmas Eve, I just roll up my sleeve and drink a cup of hot cocoa while she rolling some leaves. Have you ever lit a blunt off a chimney log? Massage from a synagogue, leads foreign student with her friends involved. No, you haven't, so I ain't trying to have it. I'm painting pictures that's lavish, getaway log cabin. Amazing the magnetism, a magnet in all facets. Check my discography, baby, it's all classics. Feeling like Curl Baskins, surrounded by all this pussy. Making this money up, y'all bastards. Funny how I mastered the art of being a subtle asshole. On my dean, I'm shutting down y'all classes. COVID-19 flow nasty. Lamar Jackson with the stats, how I'm passing y'all lasses. Catch me on the lake chilling, laughing, everlasting. My mind forever layer like fall fashion, nigga. Early morning, cleaning house, smoking that dough, making money, breaking bank, getting that dough. Grab a gun, but grab a book. Don't be a dojo. If them boys disagree, then hit the dojo. Early morning, cleaning house, smoking that dough, making money, breaking bank, getting that dough. Grab a gun, but grab a book. Don't be a dojo. If them boys disagree, then hit the dojo.
Yup, and click the photo. The beat knocking like a piston missing in the low-low. The chicks should know the mission is to get some more dough. And if the friction and the tension seem intentional, then it's a no-go. And as an OG, I'm telling them young brothers to be cool. They push bass and turn up high, like my EQ that's clipping in the whip. And they say, yo, shit clean, pushing 60 in the trunk. 415s, going blah-da-down, blah-da-down. About to bounce, I hit the gas and rip the engine out the motor mounts. Hit the house to go read Dr. Ben. Then this chick sent a text that said, lock me in. Hibachi grill, Wagyu beef, Lil Kobe slice, late night demo tapes like Lil Homie nights. I text back at 4 a.m. while your girlie yawning, cause she think it feel better in the early morning.
Early morning, cleaning house, smoking that dojo, making money, breaking bank, getting that dodo. Grab a gun, but grab a book, don't be a dodo. If them boys disagree, then hit the dodo. Early morning, cleaning house, smoking that dodo, making money, breaking bank, getting that dodo. Grab a gun, but grab a book, don't be a dodo. If them boys disagree, then hit the dodo.
I got it.
DQ. Look, dumping my swisher guts on my high school diploma, knowing I'm highly educated from my aroma. Don't know where it's coming from, but I know it's marijuana, and you can smell the leaves in the room. Check. Look, I got a new weed strain, come from New Zealand, and it's a new weed brand from my new weed man. Connected to the growers, I'm a true weed fan. I'm a true weed stan, green thumb and green hand. Jammin' Leaf Village, I'm a cool geek, man. I got a smooth freak who chillin' for a cool week, man. Running through them papers like a Newsweek thing. Cause all my cushions fuckier than Juneteenth bands.